Hello there, the name is Jess, and we're here with the Delta Squad, the MILF Gang, the Buddies, these 4 people, including myself. There is no, ID, I don't know, this is all me going off the cuff, but some of these people don't know jack shit about Deltarune, despite the fact that we've played through all the chapters. They've not been keeping up, you know, it's been...
You say these like it's plural.
Listen,
it's us. It's the women.
Cam sometimes doesn't pay attention to remember. You just don't pay attention. Listen, it has been 8 years since Chapter 1 came out. Like, we all need a re-up from time to time. And so
Welcome to Jess Recaps the Lore of Deltarune for their friends, in parentheses, bully Soph and Cam the entire fucking time.
No.
Adam might need some of the help too.
Hello!
Speaking of, let's go up the totem pole, I guess. I'm here. Hi, I'm Jess. I'm the one who did all this. Drama Jester and Drama Jextras on YouTube. Go watch them. Up next, Cam. Go.
Hi, I'm Cameo Sweets. I use they, she pronouns. I was Rouse in all of the live dubs. I've also done a ton of other stuff for Jess's channel, such as Queen Deltarune, Nermal, Temmie, and probably that one mod you saw talking in fan server or in Junkyard. Sorry.
Whoa.
That's me.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say. Hi, I'm Jess. I'm they them. I was like Tenna and Gerson in the playthrough, and that was that.
And also the player.
Yeah, the one playing, but yeah. Soph, you're up next.
Yay!
Hey, I'm Soph, she, her. In the last playthrough, I was Susie, and also, what's
El Niña.
that one.
I
On
love you.
Cam, did you say what you were on the channel?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been Muffet, I've been Ennard/Circus Baby. What else have I done?
You're Hildeberg, Roxanne
yeah.
Wolf,
Yep, those.
Um,
I'm also
That's
really dumb.
No!
Listen, you're like a rocket scientist. You don't need to be worrying about Deltarune.
That's true.
We're taking Deltarune for noon.
Alright, and now, Adam, go. Talk who you are.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm a he, him. I was in the playthrough as well. Oh, no. I believe I voiced Jackenstein in Rules and Green Mike. Not
And
Green Mike?
Lancer
Green
and
Pippins.
Birdly and
Yeah, just a
Lenino
bunch
and-
of weird fucks.
Freaks. Queen.
I've done a few things on the channel. Mainly those characters as well, for the most part.
Yeah. Adam's list of credits on the main channel are too long to go into. So, anyway, yeah,
So I feel bad. I was gonna go into a fucking weird ass intro, but then everyone actually ended up introducing themselves.
Exactly.
Wow.
Sorry.
Son of a
yes.
bitch.
Yeah, as we've discussed earlier in this 3 minutes of nothing, Cam needs a little bit of a re-up. Soph just has not interacted with the Deltarune community outside of the playthroughs that we've done. And
Don't apologize.
Adam is sufficiently that he knows what an image friend is. Adam knows what you know, who Gaster is in relation to
What? Yeah,
this
you guys
game.
are my friends.
Adam knows who Mike is, which is good because we're not going to be touching on Mike in this video.
Oh God.
Anyway, few disclaimers. Not all of this is gonna be 100% accurate. Some important things will be like simplified or like congealed into one big blob instead of being like, oh yeah, this happened and then this happened. You can just say this happened and that makes it easier and it's simplified for time's sake. A lot of this isn't gonna be like 100%. A lot of what I'm saying here is the community's current like majority understanding of the lore and everything. And not everything I say is confirmed canon. So take the words with a grain of salt. The way that I plan on this video going is if any of you seen Overly Sarcastic Productions detailed diatribes, imagine those if they were made by someone with way less of an analytical eye, and I said the word friend and darkness 500 times.
It's kind of like going to law school, because by the time you're out of there, everything's fucking changed.
Exactly.
Yay!
Wow.
But yes, shall we get into this?
I think we shall.
I
Yeah.
suppose we should.
Fantastic.
Ready.
It is time for part 1, The Legend.
God.
All right, so we all know who Wing Gaster is. Dr.
What?
Gaster, you know, we know the basics of him, so we're gonna speed through the segment a little bit. You know, Wingus Dingus, he's the resident cryptid of Undertale and Deltarune. He's the man who speaks in hands. Was the real scientist in Undertale before Alphys. He built the core and designed the determination extractor. But he did not build this, he just designed it, but he did build this. And it's said that one day he disappeared after falling into his own creation. Whether that is the core, or somehow the determination extractor, or something else that he's talking about in entry number 17. Oh, this could be, and in this, he natively talks in all caps Wingdings font. I say, you know, darker yet darker, huh? Oh, whoops. Shit, everything's falling apart. No, okay, darker yet darker, you know, the shadows cutting deeper, you know, all this shit. It feels very, very Dark World coded, you know, photon reading's negative. We'll see. Sounds like a Dark Fountain, though. But what we do know is that Gaster took over the official Undertale Twitter at some point, to just be like, hey, this is my newest experiment, Deltarune. Specifically, his survey program where he allows you to, like, create a vessel to play through Deltarune. But before we look any further into that, here are just some motifs of the character of Gaster that we need to look out for and be like, hey, this is important. We're gonna need to... This means him. The number 666. Gaster is always associated with 666, wherever that shows up. All his stats in the code of Undertale are variables of 6, like repeated. The fun value in the game to find most secrets related to him start with 6, and specifically this one, which is the Mystery Man room, is 66. People say that, oh, we don't know if this Mystery Man is Gaster. Fuck you. Excuse me.
Hey, what are you trying to tell me?
Fuck you, Adam. There is so much evidence for this being Gaster. Anyway.
I'll believe it when I see it.
In room 65, right before this one, is the room where we get to hear Gaster's theme. You know, his unique typeface, which is like a value thing in the code to specify the way a specific character talks, is 666. And it's also the same type or value in Deltarune with the Goner Maker, which we'll get to. And last but not least, Deltarune's first demo released as version 0.6.6.6. So, like, Gaster is the mark of the beast. He has the mark of the beast about him. And that is his whole thing. Smiles are a very Gastery thing. You know, Muse_smile, this plays in the entry number 17, where it's like a, you know, like, very, like,
For the recreation?
yeah, thank you. I try my best. And it's actually Muffet's laugh, slowed down, reversed, and looped a bunch. And you know, Muffet talks about someone who, you know, is in the shadows with such a sweet smile that, you know, was transforming and like paid to have Frisk killed or whatever. And also, I forgot to put this here, but there is an unused room that isn't locked behind Toby's anti-hacking, anti-cheating wall, where someone in the tall grass refers to a friend behind you with a creepy smile who supposedly disappears after being mentioned, which sounds a lot like the Mystery Man. Creepy smile disappears after being acknowledged, you know, ooh, who's to say? Last but not least, Goners. Goners are a very Gaster thing, because we have the Gaster followers within the code of the game, which are these, like, stark black and white, grayscale, NPCs that talk about Dr. Gaster and his great achievements and how he found the core and how Alphys works faster than him and whatnot. And we also have the Goner Kid and the Goner Clan, which are, you know, a Goner Kid is just, you know, grayscale version of Monster Kid, who talks about a world existing perfectly without you. And there's the Switch exclusive NPC named Clam Girl, in Waterfall that talks about you meeting her neighbor's daughter named Susie. Clam Girl later turns into a full gray, creepy version of themselves, with the sprite in the code being called Clam Goner. And she talks about how you will be meeting Susie very soon, before disappearing with the Mystery Go sound effect. Both of these guys disappear with the Mystery Go sound effect.
Can I ask a question?
What's up?
In the Switch exclusive version, is the Clam Girl, I'm just gonna say Goner Clam, it's easier for my mind, is the Goner Clam attributed to a fun value, or is that just it shows up in base game?
I'm pretty sure it shows them in base game. I'm not 100%. It might be a fun value as well.
I believe it might be a fun value because I did play through the Switch version fairly recently, actively trying to get this, and it did not happen. I might be wrong though.
It's probably a fun value then. Yeah, it's
Okay.
probably a fun
I was
value.
just curious.
But yes, the Mystery Go sound effect, which is this one.
No!
It plays when these two disappear, and it also plays when Mystery Man disappears, and it is just Gaster's theme sped up faster and faster and faster. Like,
What?
I didn't know that.
yeah, if you
That makes
slow
sense.
down, it's but yes, that is everything we need to know about Gaster. Any questions about our good doctor?
No, I've been taking my
Um,
notes.
I have a
Yeah, me too.
question.
What is your question?
What the fuck does this mean for Deltarune?
Oh, Adam, you're about to find out. Soph, do you have any
Squad.
questions?
I'll find
No.
it.
Great. Chapter 1 of Deltarune. We begin. Using his shiny new survey program, Gaster forms a connection with us, a red human soul, and he allows us to create a vessel to put ourselves in. Until suddenly, right when it's done, we're about to transfer. Our connection is cut off by some other random strange mystery person we don't know, saying that no one can choose who they are in this world. Our soul is then shoved into Chris Dreamer, adopted child of Toriel and the only human in a town on the surface called Hometown. Chris likes eating pie, playing the piano, and generally being a merry little prankster. Oh, look at them.
Actually, they like eating moss.
They do like eating moss too. This is
Yes.
true. This is a different universe from Undertale's. It's a magicless world where monsters and humans are like semi-coexisting on the surface. There's still like some tensions as there's Chris is the only human in this town, which is kind of like, oh, that's kind of weird. Is there segregation? Who knows? But it's a different universe with a whole bunch of things that are very different. Caddy and Bratty from Undertale, they hate each other now. Undyne still has both of her eyes, and she's not the captain of the guard. She's the captain of the police squad. Metaton doesn't have the body he wants. Azrael's not dead, despite what some people may tell you, but he's off at college. And some similarities still ring true. Monsters still turn into dust when they die. Toriel and Asgore are still divorced. Alfie is still a bitchless weeb. The usual. Excuse me. Chapter 1 has existed since 2018, so we don't need to go into the specifics here of the story. But there is still a lot of world building to set up. So, bare basics. Susie Deltarune, she is the class bully. No one likes her because she's mean and violent and a punk and a jerk. She and Chris go into the closet to go find some chalk, when all of a sudden, they find a dark world in the closet instead. What's a dark world? You see, when a person channels their will and determination and whatnot into a blade and then stabs it into the ground, they essentially open a determination-powered doorway into another world dimension thing that is influenced by whatever gets sucked up in that wellspring of the void. A dark fountain, shall you say. A cupboard, becomes a grand castle. A Jack of Spades card becomes a little rotund lad, so on and so forth. And objects brought to life from the dark fountains are called darkners. And people from the real world are called lightners. Supposedly, darkners' one true purpose is to serve and help lightners, because, they're objects, which lightners use. And if a darkner is brought to a dark world that it doesn't fit or match, per se, they will slowly turn to stone. The only exception to this is the supply closet. This one, whoops, don't look at that. This one that we found, because it is, quote, the Grand Fountain, supposedly, where all Darkners can live under it safely. In this dark world, we meet Ralsei! Ralsei's a strange little Darkner who looks kind of like Azrael and kind of has his name, too, which is weird, but don't worry about it. He tells our heroes about the legend of Deltarune, foretold across time and space. It goes essentially like this. One day, when enough dark fountains are open at once, the roaring will happen. A big cataclysmic event that will end the world. Darkness will fill the sky, monstrous titans will rain fury down, all the Darkners return to stone, but at the last minute, 3 legendary heroes will come save the day. A human, a monster, and a prince from the dark. Together, they banish the angels' heaven, whatever that means. You know, the angel is the big, like, god of the prophecy and the religion and whatnot. So they're banishing the angels' heaven to save the world from darkness and destruction. Anyway, Ralsei positions himself as very much like a pacifist and believes that if we're nice to everyone, we might get a better ending. Whatever that means. The party then meets Lancer, who teaches Susie that having friends is based. She gets redeemed and is now part of the Fun Gang Shit Squad Lancer fan club. Other notable characters from this chapter are Rules Card, you know, the Duke of Puzzles. He's like the royal vizier in the Card Kingdom. We know Rules. His whole character is that he's a pathetic man who will turncoat to whoever is the most powerful in any given moment. We have Sham. They are a former plushie of Azrael's, presumably, who is this really worn down, nihilistic shopkeeper who's very much like there, nothing matters, whatever. We'll come back to them later. The king, you know, this is Lancer's dad, you know, the king of spades. He hates Lightners because they abandoned them in the unused classroom that this dark world is. And Starwalker.
Is that the original one?
Starwalker.
Okay.
We also learn about like a mysterious knight that opened this dark world in that old classroom, and how it is a distinctly different fountain dark world from the grand fountain in the closet. Chris uses their soul to seal the fountain. Everyone goes home happy until Chris hops out of bed in the middle of the night, rips the human soul out of their body, throws it in a bird cage, and flashes a knife directly at the camera. Because that's right, we are not playing as Chris Dreamer, we play as this red soul who is hijacking Chris's body for our own silly adventures. Now that we're done chapter 1, any questions?
Where the fuck was K-Round?
K-Round is not important.
Whoa!
Alright. I don't want to be in this session anymore.
Question.
What's up?
What's the significance of the splat sound effect?
That.
Forgot who we're gonna
Okay.
be doing this. Forgot we're not doing it at all.
Adam, you got any little gaps and goofs you want to do, buddy?
Dang, I can't sit this one out.
I have a question for you,
I can't
Jess.
take fucking
Can you be
man.
kind? Can you be nice?
No. Anyway, chapter 2. We're going into chapter 2. It's the next day now. Chris just flashed their knife at you because they wanted to eat the pie that Toriel baked last night. They also plugged in the TV overnight for some reason. We'll get back to that later. It's weird. Ralsei gets Chris to bring all the Darkner objects from the old classroom back into the closet, which has essentially become their home base. But we need to keep working on our school project, so we go to the computer lab where, whoa, the night opened another dark world! This time it also ropes in our fellow classmates, Noelle Holiday and Birdley. Birdley doesn't have a last name. These two are the fucking nerds of the class. They're
Wait, why's that just hit me
dweebs.
now?
What do you mean?
Yeah, he doesn't have a last name.
It's just hit me now. Ridley doesn't have a last
Well, I
name.
mean,
That's
Susie doesn't have a last
throwing
name.
me. I mean, I know, but like, I don't know.
Yes.
It's fucked.
Yeah, it's fucked. But yeah, Noelle is, one of the nerds. Birdley's one of the nerds. Birdley has a character arc about getting over his imposter syndrome and also developing a crush on Susie. Noelle is a little bit deeper than that. She is a member of the Holiday family. And the Holidays are, they're a pretty big name in hometown. You know, the Holidays and the Dreamers used to be very close, and then something happened that we'll get into later. Noelle's the youngest child, Rudy's the dad, Carol's the mom, and here are all their personality traits. Feel free to read. I'm just also gonna read this out loud. You know, Noelle, she's like the stereotypical, like, the good girl next door, golly gosh. She's really good at finding glitches and like creepypastas in video games. She has the biggest, most blatant crush on Susie in the world. Also has all the anxieties. She's the actual smartest one in class, despite what Birdley may tell you. And she says things like, "Excuse me?" Like, what? Which is
Crow Stars, if
wild
you're
of her.
listening, I'm thinking of you.
Hi, Crow. Carol, you know, yeah, she's the mayor. She looks like the Grinch. She's fucking shady. She has a katana that she just uses in her day-to-day life. Apparently one day she cut one of her subordinates' briefcases in half because they were late. I don't remember.
It's a hobby.
It's a hobby. Anyway, Rudy Rudolph Holiday. Sweet man, kind man. Asgore is so gay for him. He is explicitly dead in Undertale. As we learn from, you know, the Undertale alarm clock dialogue that was released before Deltarune, that Asgore had like a gay lover named Rudy, who is dead. And he's probably gonna die in Deltarune because he's in the hospital right now for some unknown, unnamed tumor shit that's going on. And I don't think he's wearing pants. Like, I looked at his overworld sprite, and I'm not 100% sure whether or not he's wearing pants. It might just be like a slightly darker shade of his exact same skin tone, but I don't know if he's wearing pants. And that worries me. Anyway, those are the holidays. Back to chapter 2.
Donald Duck in it.
Yeah, full on Pooh Bear. But yes, in the Dark World, Noelle is an ice mage, and also has a character arc about standing up for herself against her abusive mother figure, who is Queen. She also gets to have a nice, cute lesbian date with Susie on a cute little Ferris wheel. Happy Pride Month.
Pride Month.
Notable developments from this chapter are Queen, as previously mentioned. She's the big boss. She's the one in charge. She's a laptop in the real world. Sweet Cap and Cakes. They are the mini bosses who like help create mechs and whatnot for people, and like they are like the leaders of the revolution against Queen.
Wait, did they make the Queen mech?
They did not make the Queen mech, but they did make the thrash machine that Rules uses against you, the duck. And
Gotcha.
And also, subsequently, or like, you know, the thing at the end of chapter 2 where you fight Big Giga Queen.
Well, I mean, that's partially thanks to them, and partially just thanks to the
I know
power of like Megazord friendship.
I know it's thanks to everyone, but it's still something they're there for.
Yeah, it is a through line. We have Swatch, who is like the head butler of Queen's Court. In the real world, he is MS Paint. And last but not least, Newbert. My man!
My man!
Okay, what else do we have? We learn more about how Rousey doesn't know what it means to be Rousey. He's like a little bit of an identity crisis for himself. Susie starts learning how to do healing magic from him. He teaches her about how to do that. It sucks and is really bad, but she's excited and applying herself, so that's great. Anyway, we all beat up Queen in a mech fight, and Chris uses their soul, our soul, you know, to seal the fountain. We then gaslight the nerds.
Use what?
Our soul? What?
Sorry.
I don't get it. I don't
Move
get
on.
it. Okay.
No, it's a fucking, it's crude and I hate myself.
Oh, arsehole. Yeah. Philomena Kunk. You bitch. Anyway, yeah, we gaslight the nerds into thinking that this was all just a dream. Don't worry about it. And then Susie comes over for a sleepover. Yay! Movie night. We're having a great time until Chris jumps out the window, slashes Toriel's tires, waits for everyone to fall asleep, then using that same trusty knife, opens another fucking dark fountain, which, you know, they just learned causes the apocalypse. This is where chapter 2 ends. Any questions? Great. Chapter 3.
Actually, yeah, are we still in part 1, The Legend? Okay.
We are still in part 1,
Son
The
of a
Legend.
bitch.
Because we're still learning of the legend.
Had to make sure my notes were right.
Yes, don't you worry. Alright, we're going into chapter 3. Chapter 3 begins. Susie does not know that Chris opened the Dark Fountain. Nobody knows except, like, the members of this dark world, and even then, that's few and far between of who knows. But she is really excited to bring Rouse to the light world, because she needs friends. Rouse can't come because he's a Darkner. He reminds her that she needs real friends, because Darkners don't deserve rights or happiness, because they're objects. Susie strongly disagrees. Speaking of, our host for this evening will be Mr. Antenna, the Dreamer family's TV brought to life. Any. Hi, Cam, there you go. Other notable Darkners in this chapter are El Niña and La Niño, the physical manifestations of the Weather Channel, I guess, and Ram. Ram is a weird little fucker who is British. We'll come back to him later. There's so many weird things about Ram. But he's just like a Danish power strip or something in the real world. Who knows? Anyway,
but for now, he's not important.
For now, he's not important.
I really hope I won't need to say that sentence again.
Oh, buddy. Anyway, the Roaring Knight, has contracted Tenna to keep our heroes busy and keep Toriel unconscious right here, until the Knight can arrive to come pick her up. And honestly, he does a really good job. The Knight is just like not showing up for the entire chapter. Tenna did a fantastic job until of course we find out about Toriel and then fight Tenna for her. Tenna proceeds to have a mental breakdown about how he's without purpose because nobody watches TV in the Dreamer house anymore. Rousey's response to this is, "Oh, well, you had a good run, but every object becomes obsolete eventually." This does not cheer Tenna up. Susie says, "No? What the fuck, Rousey? What? Tenna, your life still has meaning, you dumbass." This does cheer Tenna up. Things are looking good until the Roaring Knight shows up and fucking chops Tenna's arms off for switching up on them. We fight the Knight, but due to Chris intentionally holding back and some losing the cutscene magic, we are defeated in what is a forced loss in the game. The Knight then starts to kidnap Toriel, but Police Chief Undyne shows up. Pay no attention to what happens in this very sprite. Don't worry, she's here to save the day, guys. It's great. She's here. When Chris slashed the tires at the end of chapter 2, Toriel called the cops and like, "Hey, I saw someone lurking around outside and my tires were slashed. Can you come check it out?" So Undyne, taking just as much of her sweet ass time as the Knight was, finally shows up to check this out at the end of the chapter and immediately gets kidnapped by the Knight. And then the Knight drags her down to the mysterious bunker that is south of the town that seems to be containing a dark world. This bunker needs 3 separate codes to get in, a symbol tied to each code. There's a pine tree, a police badge, and the Deltarune. Susie doesn't know how to get in, but once she's gone, the door opens up for Chris. It's unclear whether or not Chris put in the codes themselves or if the Knight opened the door for them, but regardless, Chris is fully confirmed to be like working with the Knight and a part of this conspiracy. Any questions?
Why is Chris evil?
Why is Chris evil? We'll get to that. Chapter 4! What's up? What's your question?
No, I think it was less of a question and more so just a consideration of just like, how, like, I wonder what the actual time space of Chapter 3 actually is. Because you're right, Toriel does phone the police and this town is not very big and I also can't imagine much other crime happening at this hour.
Not only is this town
there immediately.
Yeah, not only is this town not big, but Undyne has been established in previous chapters to be so bored of how boring it is and she just wants people to commit crimes so that she can stop them and have something to do.
Gee, what a righteous fucking motivation for a police officer.
Listen, all I'm saying is ACAB, even in the Deltarune universe. Anyway, chapter 4. We wake up the next day after sealing TV World Fountain. If we spared everyone, Tenna's alive. If we didn't, or if we fought Tenna with violence, Tenna's dead. Sorry. But hey, now it's time to go to church. This is where we properly learn that the prophecy and the tale of Legend of Deltarune and whatnot, this is just Hometown's actual religion. This is where it's confirmed to us. Most of it is like lost to time and space or whatever. That's why we don't know how it ends and we can't ask Toriel how it ends. But the prophecy also inspires like half of the original media in the town. It's really weird. Like the book series Lord of the Hammer, written by Gerson, the shopkeeper from Undertale, is adapted from the prophecy. The video game Dragon Blazers is a loose adaptation of Lord of the Hammer, and Cat Petter's RPG is said to be a ripoff of Dragon Blazers. It's really weird, but hey, we're setting up that theme of, different interpretations of the same story and like finding meaning within the different interpretations and like unique takes and whatnot. But anyway, Chris and Susie ask around to get any information about the shelter and its codes, but we learn nothing. But we do get a good lead that maybe the mayor with her connections could have at least one of those codes on hand. Because, again, as said before, there are the three these, and this represents the church, this represents the police, and this could represent the government, specifically the mayor, because she likes trees, quote unquote, according to Susie. Anyway, before we follow...
I thought it was related to Chris, because Chris Pine.
Die.
Is it too late to kick him out?
You know what? Yeah, Adam, you're not no, don't actually. I don't want to have to set up the... I don't want to set up the...
I was say, you don't want to set that shit up again, do you, bozo?
But, anyway... instead of following that plot line, we go back to Castletown and vibe for a bit. We see Rousey's bedroom, which is fully just like an empty, sad void, and it really harps home how Rousey has no real sense of identity of who he is as a person, and how he pretends to be fine with that because Darkners don't deserve rights or happiness. But we tell him to love himself and be himself instead of what he thinks we want him to be. So anyway, using Susie's Riz to our advantage, we get Noelle to let us into the holiday house and scope out the place. And we only to find the Pine Tree code in an old, unused bedroom, hidden inside a red guitar. We'll come back to specifically this room and this guitar,
right after these messages.
Right after these messages. Sorry, I keep losing my spot in the script, because I need to be in this window, and then also, like, going back and scrolling down and whatnot. But yes, just as we start to read the code inside this guitar, Chris rips us out of their chest, and locks us away inside a room where we can't get to them. But what we do is we scope out the rest of the holiday house through the vents. we vent because it is sus. We can see all sorts of different things, like Chris drinking chocolate milk, jamming out on the piano, and conversing with a spooky, mysterious voice over the phone. A voice that talks about how Susie can't get the guitar, how Chris needs their soul for the next Dark World, which will be in the church, and how they're going to sacrifice Undyne next week. The voice is almost definitely Carol. We'll get into that. We also see Asgore hanging out within the house, working as the holidays house cleaner, and saying cryptic shit while alone in Carol and Rudy's room. He's really doing the oh, they'll believe me, they'll all see type shit. He is crashing out.
You all laughed at me!
Yes, they all laughed at me level shit.
Genuinely.
And we can also see Noelle and Susie being cute and gay and awesome. I don't have a graphic for that because we have these two right here and that's all we need. But after almost catching the soul on their own, these two instead make their way up into that old bedroom, and Susie starts playing that old red guitar for Noelle. Upon hearing about this, the mysterious voice says, "I'll be right there," and then Carol shows up right there, remarkably early, like home early from work, as said by Noelle. So like, yeah, the voice is Carol. She rips the guitar out of Susie's hands, kicks us all out of her house, but not before Susie formally and definitively says, "Hey, I'm Noelle's date to the big festival tomorrow that Jess neglected to mention until right now. Fuck you!" And then runs off. Carol then cryptically tells Chris that they are welcome here anytime with, the big red "I remember your genocides" font, presumably talking about, the soul, since she knows about the soul. And then we leave. Susie did see the code in the guitar, but doesn't remember it, which is wild, because it's 4 numbers. So we're going to need to come back and figure that out later.
Listen, numbers are hard.
Numbers are hard, but until then, we go to the church. I think no, it's not. I was gonna say in search of the Deltarune code, but I'm lying. We go to the church because Toriel is at the church doing choir practice, and so we need her to like come let us back into the Dreamer house so that we can get out of the rain. But what do you know? It's a dark fountain! Oh no! Toriel could be in there! We gotta get in there! The Fun Yang jumps in there and chases the knight around for a bit until... What's up?
I really like you just reuse these 3 images for every single one. That's fine.
I like that
Of
Rouse
course,
is frowning now.
Yeah, Ralsei's
Yep.
sad and Susie is not happy.
Yes,
Character
yes.
development.
This is character development. But yes, we jump in and chase the knight around for a little bit before we bump into Ralsei, who is like weirdly on edge the entire time. Also, the full uncut prophecy is like strewn about in random like blue glass panels. And it shows us that the prophecy isn't just the roaring, but it is like the entire story of the whole game and like every last detail of the game's content, down to the answers of some specific puzzles. But as we search the fountain, we find the old man! Who's this? Whoa! I don't know who he is, but he's old. Thank you, Adam. That was really good. He's some guy who looks just like Gerson, but Gerson's dead! We've known this since chapter 1. The old man's whole MO is essentially just like not believing and following that darn prophecy down to the letter. Because, you know, he says, fuck you in the face of fate and things like that. Susie has some character development where Gerson teaches her, I'm finally to the spot. Gerson teaches her to be okay with not being the best at healing right now because she's always pushing herself to be better and help people in her own way and like finding ways to break the mold. Because you know she's the tough one, so she shouldn't be able to do healing magic because that's not what the tough people do. But she's doing it anyway, and what do you know? That's awesome. Where am I? Sorry. Notable darkness in this dark world are Jackenstein, who you know he's the big man who says you're taking too long, and
Jackenstein.
in the light world he is big Halloween decorations that are supposedly going to be used at the aforementioned festival that's happening tomorrow. So we're probably going to see Jackenstein again if a dark world happens at that festival. Who's to say?
Please!
And
Please!
other notable darkness are like, I guess, Miss Mizzle. She's like a jug. she's a jug of holy water, and that's about it.
There's really not a lot of notable darkness in this one, is there?
Yeah, there's really not anyone. But yeah, anyway, we seal the fountain, but that was just in the lobby of the church. There's a second bigger one locked up inside the main hall.
So
we gotta
something.
find. What's up?
The beard?
Oh yeah, Jockington grows the beard. That's a part of the prophecy.
Yeah.
You weren't just gonna go by without saying beard?
Oh, yeah, Jockington is one of our classmates in hometown. He's a little snake with sunglasses. He's rad. Jockington grows the beard is a part of the prophecy. He hasn't yet, but he will.
Probably the knight.
He's definitely the knight.
The beard
But
is
yeah.
the night.
Oh yeah, the beard itself is the night. The 5 o'clock shadow. Shadow's getting deeper. Anyway. Yeah, we seal the. That was just a small little baby fountain. There's a second bigger one locked up inside the main hall. So what we gotta do is we gotta find out the lock combination to get inside the main hall. While looking around, we find Gerson's corpse vibing inside his son's desk. His son is Father Alvin, who's like the head of the church. And he has Gerson's corpse in his desk drawer. This is not normal. This is bad. And it outright confirms that Gerson is what the community calls a dustner. A darkner born from the dust of a monster on a significant object from their life, brought into a dark world. Dustners seemingly look and act almost identical to their living selves, and even have knowledge and memories of their past lives, and they can only form under, quote, very specific darknesses. Again, this is not normal. This is weird. This isn't grandma's urn, this is a dead body.
This is literally ashes in a snow globe.
Yeah, not even that, because like,
Not even that.
having the ashes would be normal. to quote the lovely member of the Deltarune community, Andrew Cunningham, again, this is not Grandma's urn. This is not ashes. This is a corpse. Alvin is keeping his father's actual corpse in his desk instead of where, like, how it normally would be, which is buried.
In a snow globe.
Yes, in a little capsule with his hammer. And it's not normal. But anyway, they move on. They're like, okay, whatever. Susie's like, okay, if we can reopen the Dark World, we can ask the old man what the code is to the door. She borrows Chris's knife, the same one that Chris used to open the Dark World and slash the tires, and steal the pie and everything else.
Also the first time Susie finds out that Chris even has a knife on
Chris
them
just
at
carries
all,
a knife
which I think
on
is really
hand.
funny.
Yeah, Chris carries a knife on hand that we as the soul do not have access to. It's really weird. Like, we do not have access to it. It is not in our inventory in the Light World or the Dark World in any way. Which is weird, because Chris always has that thing on them. But yes, Susie opens a Dark World using that knife. But since, you know, she hasn't done it before, and like every Dark World is different based on like the perspective of and the heart of the person who made it, it's very like different and like has a different color palette and is weirdly colored and everything, and like things are all fucky wucky and MC Escher stares. And also Gerson isn't here. Susie then proceeds to have a very valid crash out on Rousey for constantly lying through a mission and not giving us the full deal when there are drastic things we really should be knowing about, so on and so forth. Rousey proceeds to break down crying about how he's cursed with knowledge, about all the bad things that are going to happen, how the worlds work, etc., and how he should suffer in silence about it. But he promises to be better about this, under the one condition that we don't walk ahead and see how the prophecy ends, because apparently it's really bad and will harsh the vibes forever. Anyway.
Harsh the vibes is one way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it would do, and that's what it does, because after seeing the fountain, the gang make their way into the main hall's Dark World, where we finally catch up with the knight, who, upon realizing they're cornered, opens a fountain inside a Dark World. This hatches a Titan, one of those big, crazy calamity things from the prophecy. You know, it's said to bring the apocalypse during the roaring and kill everything. We try to fight it, but it seems that all hope is lost until Gerson shows back up to save the day! Yeah! And how is he here? How is he here? Because the Knight's Fountain is what brought him back in the first one, so when they open up the doors, it's spread back to him, so he's alive again. Yeah! And then with Gerson's help, we beat the shit out of the Knight and seal it away from the inside using Chris's soul. We literally jump inside it and seal it. But yes, in all the commotion, Susie runs ahead of the group to try and find the old man, but instead sees the ending to the prophecy. She shatters it out of rage, fear, emotion of some kind before we can see it, with blood dripping from her hand afterwards. Which either means that Susie is half human, or that monsters bleed in this world. Which, if we think about Sans Undertale and how he's actually Sans Deltarune, monsters probably bleed in this world. Anyway.
Question.
What's up?
If Susie bleeds and she's a monster, what the hell's going on with Gerson and Gerson's dust?
Monsters still turn to dust when they die. The current understanding...
That is really confusing.
I mean, it's like, imagine it like a fantasy monster, you know, like you're playing through Legend of Zelda and you kill a bokoblin. If you slash into that thing, blood's still gonna come out, but if you kill it, it turns into like a puff of smoke.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. It's the monster logic. But yeah, Rousey is going nuts with apologies and everything, is unable to console Susie and trying to just make her feel better in whatever way he can. But Susie tells him to shut the fuck up and laughs it off as an impossibility. In her eyes, there's no way we'd let that ending happen, so why not laugh at it? It's stupid in her eyes. Which is clearly a way of just her, you know, masking that depression and fear of everything. Rousey then tries to, put on the mask of fake positivity again. But we tell him it's okay not to smile all the time, which lets him drop his guard and admit that he's only ever pushed the pacifism angle so hard because he thought if we were kind to everyone, we'd get a better ending than what's prophesized. But the fact that that ending is still here means that we're stuck on this path. There's really nothing we can do to fix this ending and save us from whatever tragedy awaits us. Because we do save the world at the end of the prophecy. The world is saved, but at a unknown, dark, tragic cost. That Susie is fucked up over, and Rousey has been fucked up over this entire time. But anyway, yes, we go seal the fountain with Susie, and she laments to Chris about how she wants every day to be like the last. Her, Chris, and Rousey having fun adventures and being friends forever. Chris feels the same way. But the vibes are still assuredly harshed, so we seal the fountain and head back to the Dreamer household in silence. It is a truly emotional scene, very quiet, tranquil. It hits a lot, especially with the musical choice of The Place Where It Rained. But speaking of The Place Where It Rained, we get back to the Dreamer household, and we see Sans Undertale breaking it down and getting wine drunk with Toriel, wacky, goofy. Susie is rightfully uncomfortable by this absolute tonal whiplash and leaves. Chris is not happy about this either, and tries to go to sleep but cannot. The reason that Toriel wasn't in the Dark World was because she was supposed to be at choir practice, but canceled it because of the rain, then hung out with Sans, and then, one thing led to another, and she got wine drunk with him, instead of being worried about her actual child being missing well into, past 1 a.m., and not home, when there is a tire-slashing creepy person out and about from last night. So the fandom isn't that happy with Toriel or Sans right now, because they're not being the best examples. Because also, when Susie was very clearly like, yeah, I'm not comfortable with any of this, I'm just gonna go, Toriel's like, oh, is she okay? And Sans is like, I'm sure she's fine, let's get back to breaking it down and getting wine drunk, hee hee hee, the jitterbug.
Jitterbug.
Yeah. But yes, Chris is not happy about this and tries to sleep, but cannot. They hear Susie muttering to herself outside of their window about not letting that prophecy happen. Chris almost climbs out of their window, soulless, to go follow her. Maybe even tell her about, confess about all of the soul shit and, working with the night. But they are stopped by a phone call. The same mysterious voice telling Chris to not break their promise. With the words specifically being, Chris, remember, you promised. And that is the end of chapter 4, where after the credits, Gaster talks to us, and for some people playing this game, showing up for the first time again since the beginning of chapter 1 with the Goner Maker, expressing anticipation and excitement for the arrival of his Deltarune. And that is the end of chapter 4. Any questions?
I feel like I just played the whole game again.
Great! Without any of the jokes.
Well,
Sorry,
I
I'm
don't
drinking
know.
water.
I don't know. I think you're pretty funny.
Aw, thanks. But we completely skipped over everything that had to do with Birdly and Rules Card and Lancer and all of the funniest characters from the game. Yeah, all the important stuff.
You could have just glossed over all that shite.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's the story then, is it? That's everything.
That is
That's
the
everything.
basic story as far as we've gotten so far. We are 50 minutes in, and we are not even done part 1 yet, because we still have the side plots.
What?
There are so many little, side plots and, B plots going on in the town of Hometown.
Which is so wide.
A lot of them seem to be coming to a head in chapter 5, so we will see. Caddy and Bratty from Undertale, you know, they hate each other for superficial reasons, you know, like, oh, she got the same drink that I did, she's copying me. Oh, she's wearing the same outfit as me, she's copying me, things like that. And they've slowly been warming up to each other in a very, like, tsundere, like, it's not like I like her way. And we'll see where that goes. Pizza Pants. This is Burger Pants, but in Deltarune. He works at Ice E's Pizza. Pizza spelled with an E. Pizza Pants is one of Azrael's old, like, buddies, and apparently he's been chatting up this hottie named Pizzarina, who is actually just Bratty and Blue Ears, who is the ice cream guy, catfishing him as a prank. But Blue Ears seems to be catching, like, actual feelings for him. And says that, and like has been saying as Pizzarina, that like, oh yeah, we're gonna meet up and like be each other's date at the festival. So we'll see if they're doing yaoi together at the festival in Chapter 5. We'll see. But oh yeah, in Chapter 1 and 2, we can meet Onion-san. Remember Onion-san from Undertale? Wow, they're so great.
Oh yeah, I'm Onions.
We become their best friend, and they tell us about a mysterious song they've heard out in the bottom of the lake. A song that sounds familiar to them. A song that came from the sea. They say they're gonna go check it out, then report back to you in Chapter 2. But they never show up again, so they might be dead. Onion-san might have gotten shanked by the knight for looking into the Song of the Sea, which is something that, you know, the river person talks about. Which is, you know, river person also talks about Gaster and the man from the other world who's probably Sans, so on and so forth. At the end of Chapter 4, Susie also hears the song from the sea. Whatever that means, we don't know, but it means something. Anyway, after saving Tenna, we can bring his beaten up TV head body over to the ghost house where Napstablook, Mettaton, and Mad Mew Mew all live to give to Mettaton as like a piece of entertainment. And so Tenna gets to continue living and fulfilling a purpose instead of just hanging out in Castle
My
Town.
friend.
We love him. Oh yeah, Sans and Torio, as we've seen, have been getting along with each other real well and like, you know, flirting, generally having a good time, building things up. There's a very funny idea that a lot of people have been throwing out that I hope happens, where, you know, since Chapter 4 ends with Sans over and we never see him leave, Chapter 5 is gonna open with Sans opening your curtains in your room to wake you up and saying, "It's a beautiful day outside, birds are singing, flowers are blooming. On days like this, kids like you should be going to the festival." Like some dumb bullshit like that. And, you know, yeah, these two are very clearly like, they're fucking. Oh, they fucking. Also, Sans has mentioned his little brother multiple times about how like we could get to meet his little brother, like how his little brother needs friends to hang out with, so on and so forth. We still haven't met that brother. Whether that brother is Papyrus or Gaster or someone else is still to be determined.
Baby Bones.
Yeah, it's Baby Bones. It's my brother Will. Well, he won't change at all. We are going to meet, yeah, Dirty Brother, Baby Bones, Will, Gaster, and Papyrus, all as the little brother of Sans.
We're gonna meet Six Bones, yay!
Yay! So we might see this brother in Chapter 5. Who's to say, though? Anyway, Asgore's entire life is currently in the shitter. You know, Torio left him, he's lost his job as the police chief, his flower shop is going out of business, his best friend slash crush, Rudy, is in the hospital, people generally regard him with pity at best, and any and every attempt to reconnect with Torio in any way has fallen flat on its face. So Asgore is not a happy camper currently. So we'll see where that goes. Anyway, with that, do we have any final questions before we move to part 2, Yet Deeper?
No.
Do you want to take a break?
Nah, I'm going great. We're an hour in. Ooh, let's keep going.
Okay.
Just drinking some water.
Hearing me, Charlie Brown.
I was born for this, okay? Okay. Part 2, Yet Deeper. Now, all of that we've just talked about was just the base game. there is another path that I've been neglecting to mention until now. The weird route. In Chapter 2, when Noelle joins your party, you can go on this dark, creepypasta-esque secret route where you corrupt Noelle, force her to kill a bunch of Darkners, and leave Birdly in a coma in the light world, all in the name of, quote, getting stronger. The whole time, Noelle comments on how Chris is acting different, scarier, how their voice doesn't sound like Chris, how it was distinctly different and scary. You purchase an item called the Thorn Ring for Noelle, which has a trance-like effect over her when equipped, and get her to cast Snowgrave, a spell described as lethal. There are also weird romantic undertones throughout the entire route, describing Chris and Noelle's relationship as something other than friends, buying a ring for her, effectively killing off her crush on Susie, and a few other things here and there. Chapter 3 has no change in the weird route outside of one line of dialogue, but Chapter 4 gets really fucking dark. Birdly's in the hospital, we don't know if he's ever going to wake up, and while we're over at the holiday house, Noelle pulls us aside to talk to us privately. She reveals to us, the soul, that while Chris was out setting everything up for Chapter 3, like slashing the tires, like opening the door, turning on the TV, so on and so forth, they also ran all the way out to Noelle's house, apologized for all the weird shit, said it was just a prank, reassured her that Birdly was gonna get better, and pulled the thorn, which is the thorn ring in the light world, out of Noelle's finger. Chris then told her to never bring this up again, presumably so the soul wouldn't hear about this. Unfortunately, by about this time, we've reinstated control over Chris's body. And right in the middle of what seems like a romantic confession from Noelle, we talk to her again, in that distinct voice that isn't Chris's. And the energy of the room shifts, the temperature drops. We tell Noelle how we can hear her thoughts, how none of Chapter 2 was a dream, how Noelle will become stronger. And then in a truly disturbing scene, and a pretty clear allusion to SA, we take out the thorn and re-equip the thorn ring to Noelle. After this segment, Chris takes us, the soul, to the bathroom and kicks the shit out of us, which is honestly deserved. At this point, everyone is noticing how strange Chris and Noelle have been acting, but this is not where the root differences end. There are a few minor, though unnerving, interactions with Susie and Rouse and Gerson of all people, like when you're in the middle of talking with Susie, the entire game freezes with like a sort of reddish tint over it, and you're giving like an empty selection box before everything goes back to normal. Like Chris is acting like far more aggressive towards their ability of not having control. So the lack of control that they have. But there is one specific thing that I want to bring attention to. When Rouse gets you to close your eyes to think about Susie in Chapter 4, you can instead think about Noelle. When you do, you see a small red dot fade in and move around back and forth a little bit before hearing Noelle's text blips with this shaky text say thank you. The chapter's end plays out mostly the same, but instead of hearing Susie talk about changing the prophecy, Carol calls Chris to confirm that they're gonna be Noelle's date to the festival. We see that glowing red dot fade in one last time, and then we end. People assume that this means a new soul is currently growing inside of Noelle, that we will eventually be able to control her the same way we do Chris, but there's no way of knowing for sure quite yet. But speaking of things we don't know for sure, Toby has been releasing a really fucking weird survey about the weird route over and over until we get the answer right. The question that has been asked is, how long did it take her to smile? Due to the context surrounding it and the responses we've gotten to our answers so far, the community has decided and assumed that this is about Noelle on the weird route. Most likely right after getting that red dot implanted in her. What's the significance? I don't know, but Toby has reopened this survey like 4 times now, so he really wants us to figure it out. And that scares me. But on the topic of Noelle, we can go to a slightly lighter topic, and talk about her family. Unless we have any questions about the weird route.
No.
Great. What's up, Adam?
No, I didn't have anything.
Okay.
I was really hoping it would come to me before being cut out.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we can talk about the holidays. Specifically, one very specific holiday. Specific. I'm gonna ask a few questions, why does the knight have antlers? Why is Chris supposedly working with Carol and the knight? Why is Asgore so obsessed with some big conspiracy that he is never letting go? There is one missing link that has been rumbling under the whole game that I've neglected to mention until right now. Noelle has a big sister. Or rather, she had a big sister. December holiday. The tomboyish rebel holiday kid who loves sports, weed, rocking out, all things punk related. She was absolutely dating Azrael. She's the owner of that old unused bedroom and the guitar from Chapter 4. She disappeared. We don't know why, we don't know how, but we do know that her disappearance is the catalyst for the Dreamers and the holidays drifting apart. We know Asgore's failure to find her and preceding obsession with what was considered a cold case is probably the reason he was removed from the police force, and we know that Chris had something to do with it. Whether they were a witness to Des getting kidnapped by a big Hellcat, we'll get back to it, or they stabbed her so hard she clipped into the back rooms, we'll get back to it. We don't know the specifics. But Chris's guilt is most likely the promise Carol is holding over them to conduct this plan. Maybe to try and bring Des back? But at the same time, Des is our #1 candidate for who the knight is. There is so much big and small evidence that it'd take too much time to go over, so trust me when I say that there is a lot of evidence. Also, this isn't what she canonically looks like. We don't have a canonical design for Des, but this is the most what the community has made her to be. The ripped jeans, the red flannel, the black hair to match Rudy, the piercings and everything. This is what everyone... Thank you. I made it to be the most generic design.
Well, I still like it.
Well, thank you. But yes, this is December holiday. She has been mentioned, in rumblings ever since, late Chapter 1 was when she was first, name-dropped. And she has been slowly becoming more and more relevant as the game goes on. Anyway. This next part is a community term called the Roaring Group Chat.
Oh god.
There is a big conspiracy going on through hometown. All kinds of people hiding out in that bunker, plotting something to do with the Roaring and the prophecy. But how deep does it go? Who's involved, and how deep are the people involved? First,
Roaring Group Chat.
Yeah, we call it the Roaring Group Chat. Or the Bunker Discord server. Either or.
Stop!
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, the Roaring Group Chat is usually reserved for these 3 and the others we're talking about. The Bunker Discord server includes people like Gaster, due to his connections with the Bunker, and Dark Yet Darker, and Friend, and all the other mysteries that we'll get to. But we got Carol Holiday. She's the head. Yeah, Carol Holiday is the head honcho of this operation. She knows about the soul, knows about the dark worlds and everything, knows about the power of the soul and the prophecy, presumably. She's at the top of the pyramid. She's the one who's making the plans and executing them. Next up, we got the Knight, the Roaring Knight. They are the muscle. We know that at the very least, the Knight knows that Chris is, quote, in on it, and isn't some free agent acting purely of its own accord, or, a feral fountain-making beast of some kind. And I mean, if the Knight wanted to actually start the Roaring, it wouldn't be that hard. It takes so much more time to seal a dark world than it does to open it. So, their goal isn't to bring the roaring. Their goal could be to bring the roaring eventually. Like, once enough things have been done, or like, the heroes are strong enough, or some shit like that. Third is our double agent, Chris. They seem to not really be fully on board with either side. You know, they're not into lying to their friends or scheming with the villains or being puppeted around by the soul. They're most likely just here because Carol has the promised dirt on them, whatever that may end up being. They're here to keep an eye on the hero's whereabouts and progress, and sabotage and influence things as is needed, and they have the soul to help play out the prophecy, seal the fountains, and whatnot as is also needed. We are just as much of a tool for them as they are to us. But yeah, these are the big three that are like confirmed, like these are part of the Roaring group chat. There are some others that are more dubiously involved. Specifically, we have Asgore. Asgore knows that Carol is conducting something, seeing as we can find him talking about how, oh, they all laughed at me, but I'll prove them wrong and whatnot, when he's alone. Like, everyone will see how I was right or some shit. When he's alone in Carol's room, looking at her big conspiracy board. Asgore also seems to be in possession of a black shard, which is an item you get from chipping off a chunk of the knight's blade. So that's fucking sus. We don't know if he's part of the inner circle or just on his own mini quest to also break into the shelter and reveal how Des disappeared. But if he is part of the team, I doubt he knows that Chris is involved, let alone outranks him, because I don't think he'd be comfortable with his child being a part of this. But hey, I'm sure we'll find out next chapter.
I'm sure.
But another member of the Roaring group chat maybe tier is Father Alvin, Gerson's son that we talked about earlier and the head of the church. He's most likely the holder of the Deltarune code to the bunker, and when asked how to get into it, he gets really uncomfortable and like tells Chris to not go snooping around there. To quote again the lovely Andrew Cunningham, my favorite like theorizer and member of this Deltarune community, this either means that Alvin isn't deep enough in the inner circle to know that Chris is in on it, or is in so deep that he knows not to let anything slip when the soul's around. And that's something fun to think about. So not only does Alvin know the shelter is a bad place to be, again, he digs up his father's corpse to hide it in his office desk, which implies that he knew there'd be a dark world there to revive Gerson. Or at the very least, that he was told by the mayor to dig up his father's corpse and hide it in his office desk, and he obliged. This guy is fucking weird. He has no relevance, but all the relevance. We don't know what's up with him, and that makes me angry. Anyway, Rudy could be in on it, maybe. If only due to the fact that Carol has the big conspiracy board right next to their bed. But most of the other evidence that he's in the know also points to Rudy being the knight, which is its own thing. We don't need to get into Rudy Knight. Yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, that's the Roaring group chat. I'm going to take a drink. If anyone has questions, feel free to ask while I'm drinking, because we're about to get into something disconnected.
Woo!
I need to get some more water, actually. And I've not been doing any talking.
Alright, do you want us to wait for you to come back, Adam? I'll take that as a yes.
He's already done.
So, Soph and Cam, what have you guys learned? Is there anything here that you didn't know about that you do now?
I didn't know a whole lot about the Alvin stuff. I didn't really think about it.
Well, now you do.
I hadn't really looked into the weird route before. I'm kind of glad I didn't.
It's fucked.
It's fucked up. It's bad. I'm very scared. Like, I opted out of just playing through it when Chapter 4 dropped for the first time because I didn't want to continue it. But
yeah.
my morbid curiosity is outweighing my comfort this time. So I'm gonna be playing through it when it comes out. Yay! Anyway,
Wait, do you think it's worth explaining why the weird route maybe exists, or is that something safe for later?
what do you mean? Oh,
As
yeah,
in, like,
never mind, yeah.
like possible reasons why the weird route is even a thing, like why you would even want to do it, or why people speculate.
There's a lot of speculation about it, but there's nothing really set in stone. Of like, it could be getting Noelle to be stronger for something that's happening at the end. It could be, you know, if the angel is being banished, a lot of people banishing the angel's heaven in the prophecy. A lot of people think that the player is the angel, so putting the player, like making Noelle the surrogate angel, will like let the player stay. You know, it could just be a thing of like finding deaths in the code or whatever, because Noelle is really good at breaking the game, breaking video games.
Yeah.
That's her whole thing. We do not know for sure about any of it, but there's a lot of reasons that the weird route could happen and could be happening. But on an even lighter note than the Roaring group chat, there is another very big part of the game and the fandom and everything that I've been neglecting to mention until now that you guys might have caught on to and been thinking, hey, why didn't they bring this up?
I can think I know where this is going.
The secret bosses.
Yeah!
And the shadow crystals. In Chapter 1, there's a little freak in the basement named Jevil. He is the former... The end.
Honestly, yeah.
He is the former royal jester before some stranger, you know, swung by and corrupted his brain with secrets about the world or something. So he had to be locked away. Jevil rambles on and on about what's to come and freedom, and once you defeat him, he foreshadows the prophecy and you know, the roaring and queen and other things we don't fully understand. And he drops a little special shard of glass called a shadow crystal and turns into a piece of equipment for you to use. Now, do we all remember Sham?
Mm-hmm.
I like this show.
Yeah, they're the old nihilistic plushie from Chapter 1. Who's like, oh, neither light nor dark has a future for a dark nerd in my condition. Oh, and so on and so forth. They get real important here because first of all, they're the one who had to seal away Jevil. Second of all, they are our exposition NPC about shadow crystals. Sham is, you know, normally a full-on nihilist, as previously stated, but they seem very interested in our crystal gathering quest and seem to be feeling hopeful about what's to come from getting all of them. They tell us that these things are powerful artifacts and we'll meet more foes wielding them, and that if we bring enough back to Sham, they can make something special for us. Assumedly, something in the code called the Pure Crystal, which is a unused item that is described in the code as the shadow purified by the cat. Oddly enough, there is a crafting recipe in Castletown to make something called the Twisted Sword, which requires the Pure Crystal and the Thorn Ring from the Weird Route. So that's fucking weird. Anyway, in Chapter 2, we meet Spamton G. Spamton. You know, he's a disgraced former salesman who at one point was living it big in Queen's Mansion thanks to some help from some strange benefactor over the phone. Until one day, his friends stopped calling back and Spamton lost everything. He also holds a stranger named Mike in high regards as a former friend. Are these the same guy? Is the benefactor the person who's been calling him the guy who is Mike? No one knows. But we do know that Tenna also has a strange benefactor named Mike who is like his tech guy. Tenna's always being like, Mike, hit the lights! Mike, pull up the next slide, or whatever. But as we learn later, Mike doesn't fucking exist. So who is Mike? Also, these two are their ex-lovers, boyfriends, husbands. They used to be dating and or married to each other until they got a divorce. Like that is just
Check it out, Lise. You can pinpoint the second his heart snaps in half.
Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Happy Pride!
But anyway, yes, we help Spamton get access to an MS Paint drawing of the Metaton Neo body from Undertale, which he then uses to try and kill us and take the soul, as he sees it's his only path to true power and true freedom that he's been fighting for. He doesn't know that getting the soul means that he'll just be a puppet for us. Anyway, this battle uses Undertale's Yellow Soul mode, because, Metaton. And this is confirmed by Toby, him going back and doing the Metaton Neo fight that never happened. And this is what it would have gone down like for the most part, if it did. But upon defeat, he drops a shadow crystal and turns into a piece of equipment for us to use. Either his strings become a scarf for Rousey, or we get his glasses as an armor that we all can use. Excuse me. Now, Chapter 3 is fucking weird about this. Sham tells us that we're gonna need something called the Shadow Mantle if we are gonna have any hope of getting the next crystal. So, what do you know? Ram, this little bitch from earlier that I was talking about being weird, he is like, hey, don't you remember me, Chris? I'm that power strip that you used to play with like it was an action figure. Come back.
Oi, top of crumpet tail, yeah?
Oi there, love, come back and I'll show you, I'll lure you backstage with promises of real freedom. Freedom.
Chim Chimmery, I've probably got black lung.
Like, thank you, Ram. Ram has been clowned on in the community for being such a wannabe secret boss. He unironically says like, oh, back in those days, when you and Noelle used to play here with Queen and Tenna and King, oh, those days were chaos. Chris, you'll learn around here that freedom's just a thing for big shots. And it's like, Ram, he wants to be a secret boss so fucking bad.
Let him live his life.
He wants that cookie so effing bad.
Sure
He
doesn't
wants that
sad
cookie.
face.
He wants that
Shadow
fucking
Crystal
cookie.
so bad.
He's just like he's trying to fucking suck up.
Yeah.
So bad.
He is presenting his ass
It's
in
an
the air
ass.
for being like, oh, come give me a shadow crystal. Oh, to whatever
The knight's
mysterious
like, no.
benefactor. But yes, anyway, Ram gives us quote-unquote freedom in the form of letting us play a weird Zelda-like video game in the back, in like the back room.
Say that again.
And,
I love that movie.
And it's a game where you kill a bunch of like Undertale-themed monsters. Then
Just
it
you can't
retells
see
the
that.
events of the Weird Route thus far. Then it goes on its own weird narrative shit where we kill Susie and Rousey, see some imagery that's probably foreshadowing some shit, and then break our way into the hometown shelter. All while Chris is being observed and followed by this mysterious voice. A voice that knows all about Chris's past, their emotions, and their search for the shadow crystals. In the Weird Route, the voice even implies that Chris enjoyed doing all those harmful things in Chapter 2, especially because they had the excuse that it's not technically them making those choices. This stranger then drops the Shadow Mantle down for you to fight in like a Zelda boss fight. But yes, once you defeat it, your tiny little 8-bit avatar walks out of the screen and then directly towards you, and then walks off,
Editor
never to be
Jess,
seen again.
show the clip from our playthrough.
No. I don't want to find it. But yeah, we make Chris
Things
then
you need for the
climb
edit.
into the TV and grab the Shadow Mantle. From then on, Ram is missing, and we don't hear that mysterious voice again. It's especially weird that
cried for him.
it's especially weird that Ram is missing, because before we go into the room to get the Shadow Mantle, he fully petrifies. He turns into a stone statue where he cannot move. So he didn't run off by himself. Someone or something took Ram. Maybe this mysterious voice. Who's to say?
Question.
What's up?
Don't Darkeners only petrify to stone if they're in a dark world they don't belong in?
Yes, but the thing about that, Chris's dark world that they made was so unstable We don't know why. Maybe it's because of Chris's trauma with the family. Maybe it's because Tenna is the one running it. Maybe it's because almost none of the things that are there are used anymore, so they don't fully like belong, quote unquote. But a whole lot of different Darkners from that TV world start just petrifying out of nowhere. Like TV remotes and other things start petrifying when they shouldn't be petrifying.
Gotcha.
That dark world was unstable for one reason or another. But anyway,
I see.
all this crazy side quest where you keep coming back to this creepy weird route game and everything, with this game that like in universe tells you how to do the weird route for, you know, people 50 years down the line playing Deltarune for the first time. None of this is how you get the Shadow Crystal. This is just how you get the mantle. If you go back and try and fight the knight again, Gaster will be like, dang, you're trying to defy fate? That's fucking hot. And then let you restart right at the beginning of the fight if you die. And upon bringing the knight to a low enough HP, it realizes that we're not getting anywhere, you know, we need to move on, otherwise, you know, either the knight will get defeated, they're running out of power, you know, something bad will happen if they stick around any longer. So they pretend to get they pretend to get damage enough to lower everyone's guards. Susie chips off a chunk of their sword, which is how we get the black shard, as well as the Shadow Crystal. Two separate items that come off of that. So this sword is made up of Shadow Crystal and some mysterious black shard. Like some black glass of some kind.
Can I ask another question?
What's up?
So, and if I'm wrong, you can yell at me. You said both Jevil and Spamton, when they got killed, they drop an item that could be equipped by the player. Is the black shard able to be equipped, or is it just something that sits in your inventory?
The black shard is a weapon that Chris can equip, like it is a blade of some kind.
Gotcha. So that's like the knight's version of that.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, yeah, we get that, and then we get hit with some more losing the cutscene magic, and then the rest of the chapter plays out like normal. In chapter 4, Gerson is the secret boss.
It's me.
He is a secret boss as essentially the climax to his mentor arc with Susie, where in a one-on-one Undertale Green Soul fight, he teaches her that fate is what you make of it and fuck anyone that says otherwise. Susie solidifies her stance of wanting these adventures to go on forever without an ending. Gerson tells her that she holds a power within her, a metaphorical white pen of hope that can metaphorically write over the metaphorical dried ink of the prophecy and make whatever metaphorical ending she'd want. Upon beating him, Gerson gives Susie the Axe of Justice and a Shadow Crystal that he found in his desk. He comments on how it felt like someone really wanted him to use it, but he never did. Suspicious.
Yes, I have a question.
What's up? Hit me.
Is the white pen of hope, is that actually metaphorical, or is that metaphorical in quotations?
It seems metaphorical to me. Some people are saying that the white pen of hope is in the trailer for chapter 5, but I think they're stupid, because it is very much just like a metaphor of Susie's power as a prophecy-breaking badass.
And does Gerson have one of these items that you can equip, or does he not drop one?
The Axe of Justice. He gives you
said that.
He gives you the Justice Axe, that only Susie can equip, and he gives the Shadow Crystal, which again, it's really weird that he specifically says, I don't know, it feels like someone really wanted me to use this, but I know it didn't interest me, so I didn't, which is, But this leads into, what do the Shadow Crystals do? If you use them in a dark world, you can see the light world location of the dark world, like that the dark world is based on. You know, you see an unused classroom. If you get it in chapter 1, you see, you know, the computer lab in chapter 2. In chapter 3, since you can only get the Shadow Crystal after the knight has come in and killed Tenna, if you use it in a TV world, it says, you see your television being smashed to bits. And in the light world, it turns into a regular shard of glass. But when you look into it, you see things that are a lot less concrete than just, oh, it's the light world. Chris sees through their own hand, sees Susie glaring at them, and sees Noelle up close to them whispering in their ear. What this means, we don't know. People assume that this could be that the shadow crystals show the future, but it's just vague enough to not be 100% confirmed. So that's the shadow crystals, and that's the secret bosses. Now going on to another weird, like, vague, mysterious collectible. The eggs. In chapter 1...
Oh, I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah. Me
Food
too,
break.
dude. But in chapter 1, if you walk back and forth for a while between two very specific rooms, there's a chance that you can find a secret room with a tree. If you look behind the tree, there is a man that we never get to see back there. He gives you an egg that stays the same in the light world, and if you don't accept the egg, the man never existed. This plays out relatively the same for chapter 2, and if you got the first egg, the man shows up in the light world too, which is weird. Excuse me. But again, in chapter 3 is fucking weird. It is the sequence breaker. That's not how that term is.
Wait.
What's up?
Cam, question.
Cam, answer.
If you don't accept the egg in chapter 1, does he show up in chapter 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you're on the weird route, in which case he does not.
Yeah, it's the weird route.
But yes, in chapter 2, yeah, it says that it's mostly the same. In chapter 3, there was a whole, like, unlocking Sonic and Tails and Smash Melee-ass side quest, where eventually you end up in this green Game Boy-looking land called Man Country, where you get to have a proper conversation with this gracious grocer. Here, he properly introduces himself as the Forgotten Man, and we learn he talks in strange Alice in Wonderland-esque nonsense that not even he fully understands. We don't learn much outside of the fact that time and space for him are pretty jumbled and weird. He also tells us his weekly routine as a way to help us find him in the future. To quote, "On Thursday, I sell the donuts. On Friday, I toss the leftovers in the dumpster. On Saturday, I let it cool on the windowsill. On Sunday, I harvest the wheat." These are all hints to get us to find out where he is in other chapters. On Thursday, I sell the donuts. That's in chapter 1, because he spits you out in front of the bake sale where, you know, there's a Hathy selling donuts. On Friday, I toss the leftovers in the dumpster. The room that you need to go back and forth between is the one that has the dumpster that Spamton's living in and the little tree graffiti on the wall. On Saturday, I let it cool on the windowsill. You need to, in chapter 4, go to a room where it's just an endless hallway of different stained glass windows and walk back and forth between one specific stained glass window with an egg on it. On Sunday, I harvest the wheat. That is presumably about chapter 5. And chapter 5, you know, it seems to be very plant-based, so to speak. So we could find a place that has the wheat being harvested and go back and forth to find him there.
Could also be something with the festival.
This could also be something with the festival.
True.
If it's like a fall theme.
This is true.
Fall fest.
This is true, but it would be very weird that the egg room is in the light world that time. But then again,
Well,
this
if
seemingly
the
this could be the last egg. We
night.
don't know.
Who knows?
But anyway, yeah, these are all like out of order on how you make donuts, and may point to how we have to collect his eggs in a specific sequence once chapter 5 is out. Whether that be the order that he tells us, which is chapter 3 and then 1, 2, 4, 5, or the steps that would make the most sense to bake donuts, which is harvest the wheat, cool on the windowsill, sell the donuts, toss the leftovers in the dumpster, which would be 5, 4, 1, 2. But hey, we'll see. That's neither here nor there. But in chapter...
Check it out. That's the code inside of the guitar. Think about it, gang.
Holy
That's
shit.
the code to get into the bunker. Just go type it in right now.
Yes, I will do that. But anyway, in chapter 5, in chapter 4, we find the Forgotten Man in a doctor's office. And seemingly, we're here for art therapy. And the Forgotten Man is hosting it. There are other people in this dark room that either are drawing a tree with no bark, or talk about how in art therapy, we don't kill each other and draw pictures instead. That's just kind of an overall weird vibe. Chris, with a pencil, draws what they saw behind the tree. But every time they try, the line errs or strays, or their mind subconsciously starts a new drawing, so they start over again. Over and over on the same page, the lines overlapping on top of themselves, until all that's left is a dark gray smear. A tree is painted over top of it. And with that, art therapy is done. Chris receives an egg and washes all the graphite off their hands, but as the game itself says, you could never wash it all away. This tells us a lot about Chris as a character, and recontextualizes the Forgotten Man heavily. Chris has trauma stemming back to being violent as a child, as we've been told by various different people. And apparently they've now seen something that they can't bring themselves to visualize. That tree never existed. It was always a mental block that Chris used to suppress whatever they saw. Some people have gone down the route saying that the Forgotten Man was Chris's therapist in the real world, or the version of Gaster that originates from the Deltarune universe instead of the Undertale one that is watching over in the survey program. But I don't want to put any one label down just yet, because it's still really vague. Just know that the PlayStation achievements for Deltarune, achievements that are presumably written by Gaster, it says the only way to complete any chapter without issue is by not having the egg from that chapter. So Gaster has some strange beef with the Forgotten Man for some reason that we are not privy to. But chapter 5 is presumably where we're going to get our final egg, so we'll see this thread come to a close. Any questions?
Question, is there a cooking minigame where you can make an omelet?
Not yet.
Motherfucker!
Damn it.
Wait, I did have a question. I was trying to remember what it was. It was about the shadow crystals.
Huh. Shadow crystals. Look at all these.
Just
Bro,
looking
my
through
hand
notes.
hurts.
Mine too,
Oh my
don't worry.
God.
My hand's cramping.
I'm so curious what kind of shit.
I have so many notes. Dude, seriously, all my stuff for the shadow crystal takes up an entire page on my phone. It's
I
insane.
feel like I'm in a lecture.
This is what it is meant to
Bam.
be. You are in
My
a
head
lecture.
is slightly spinning. In
Here.
a good way.
How about this? I'm going to really quick run off to the bathroom, and we can use this as a quick break for everyone to detox and let everything set in, because we're about to get into where it all converges. Okay, now we're all back from our little breaks, and it is time to get into the converging point. This guy.
Ah, fuck.
Ooh.
This cat.
Just
You may-
Grungly little guy right there.
You may have seen this cat thrown around in fan creations, media discussion, within this video and like every third thumbnail for a theory video in this entire community, probably including this one. This is what the fandom calls friend, because
My friend.
that's what it's called in the code. This is either image friend or device friend, depending on where you look in the code. It is a big, cat-like, shadowy version of Endogeny from Undertale, and it might be the devil in Deltarune's world. I don't know all of this is very much not confirmed canon until proven otherwise, but there is a whole conspiracy corkboard of connections that this thing has to every mystery and corner of Deltarune, which is why we covered everything before covering this guy. Firstly, the prophecy. The organics in chapter 4 have battle dialogue that says the tail, which must be followed, the T-A-L-E, and the tail, which must not be followed, T-A-I-L. So there's this mysterious tale that is antithetical to the prophecy. Speaking of, there is a prophecy panel that says they'll see the tail of hell take crawl, accompanied by a long strand of circles. And if we look in the code, we see an unused version of this panel where the tail of hell ends on a sharp point. Remember this point, we'll come back to it. Now, you may be thinking, oh, okay, Jess, just because it has a tail doesn't mean it's a cat. Lots of things have tails. Susie could be the tail of hell the way she's going against the prophecy. Fair. Cool theory. But in the Spamton Sweepstakes, which is a sort of charity ARG that Toby Fox did with Fangamer, the Gumball Machine ended up being nothing, unfortunately. But yes, it's a sort of ARG to tell us lore and shit. In that, we got a blog post from Noelle talking about the fictional game of Cat Patterns, where the art style of that game has all the cats made up of a bunch of circles. You know, one circle will be the head, another for the eyes, another for the pupil, another for the body, etc. And the tail of hell is made of a bunch of circles. So the tail of hell being friend, a cat, is the best lead we have. Which means it has its minimum of 5 paws in the prophecy somewhere. Now, the Eggman. There is an organic in the room right before the egg room in Chapter 4 who talks about how he heard something in between the rooms. Unscrambled, the message is, lost where the forest would grow, the children followed the pointed tail. It then remarks, the poor children. Now, there aren't going to be 2 uniquely ominous tales that organics believe are both a bad thing to follow. That'd be stupid. So, alongside the unused sprite of the tail prophecy, where was I? Yeah. So all that alongside the unused sprite of the tail prophecy make it very clear that the pointed tail and the tail of hell are the same, and that tail is slinking around in the forest somewhere. How does this connect to the Eggman? Well, outside of the fact that of being directly connected to the Chapter 4's egg room physically, because, you know, like, this is the room that you walk back and forth between. Trees have been a very defining motif for the Forgotten Man. We already covered how the tree never really existed. It was a mental block made by Chris to express their trauma. So I think where the forest would grow is a good way to describe where a tree doesn't exist, but we pretend one does. Also, in this same room, there is a prophecy panel titled Roots, with a house between 2 trees. A place where the forest would grow, if not for this building. The word roots only appears in 2 other significant places. In the soundtrack, as titles for Digital Roots and Bit Roots. Digital Roots plays in Queen's basement, the first place we ever see Friend lurking in the shadows. Bit Roots is an 8-bit version of this same track that plays before entering the shelter in the 3rd mantle board, which also has big ties to Friend. Like also how the mysterious voice talking to Chris about their trauma and violent past in the Mantle game is most likely Friend. Boom, another direct connection to the Forgotten Man with Chris's trauma and their past and repressing. Now, Gaster. All assets pertaining to Friend in the code have the same Gastery naming conventions as the Goner Maker, Game Over screen, Chapter Selection UI, and everything else implied to be a part of Gaster's Deltarune connection survey machine. Did Gaster make Friend? Did he summon it? We don't know, but he named it. Plus, Gaster already has that Devil Hell motif with all the 666 connections, so that's another point in favor of them being connected. Friend also makes its first proper appearance in Ralsei's description of how a Dark World forms, and the creation of Dark Worlds in general, which is a very Gastery thing, thanks to entry number 17, and Muse Smile being the garbage noise that plays when you try to use your phone in the Dark World. So while that might be a bit of a weak connection, it's still a connection there. Now, the Shadow Crystal side quest. There's a lot here. Jevel's Strange Whisperer, Spamton's Mystery Benefactor, and Gerson's Crystal Dealer used to all be chalked up to Gaster. But when Gaster was explicitly shown with a far more passive observer role in chapters 3 and 4, some people threw the role of the shadow crystal distribution onto the knight for some reason. Despite the fact that Sham clearly expresses that the stranger that talked to Jevil and the knight that put King in power are two different people. Gerson implying that the crystal was in his desk before the knight flew through his office for 3 seconds, and other things like that. Now, more based individuals, such as myself, attribute these acts to Friend instead. Seeing as Friend has the Gaster connections to make Sham's worldview become darker yet darker, has the same pink and gold eyes as Spamton's glasses, has matching, he's watching over Chris in Queen's basement, where you find the Neo body, has matching eye colors to the odd controller that is mysteriously left for you to find to play the Mantle game, is almost definitely the unknown voice in the Mantle game, goading Chris to continue looking for the crystals, shows up as an attack in the Shadow Mantle fight, and is lurking around in the shadows of the Church Dark World. This feels pretty likely that Friend is the one who's handing out these crystals. Plus, there is the pure crystal that has the description, Shadow Purified by the Cat. This could mean Sham, but it could mean another cat with a bunch of connections to the crystals. Who's to say? But yeah, Chapter 5 is supposedly the last crystal that we get, so we'll see what happens from there. And last but not least, this is I think the flimsiest connection, or just a strong connection with a lot of speculation rather than evidence. But the Knight and the Shelter. So, Friend and the Knight are both strange, shadowy beings with all black bodies and white outlines and accents. We only know Friend to make one very distinct noise. This. That is what Friend's laugh sounds like. That is a minimalized, unedited, or slightly less edited snippet of the Knight's laugh from the end of Chapter 4, which is this. Do you hear it? It's in there. So that is... those are two direct connections to the Knight. And if we assume that Des is the Knight, we can make more connections. Lost where the forest would grow, the children follow the pointed tail. We've established this Roots house as where the forest would grow. And thanks to the Mantle minigame, can make a case for that house where the forest would grow being the Shelter. What with the Roots connection and everything? Who are the children following that pointed tail into the bunker? Well, there is one child who's fully missing, and there is another child that has access to the Shelter. The supposed poor children who follow the pointed tail could very well be Chris and Des, which would explain Des's disappearance and Chris's guilt about Des's disappearance. This is a lot of speculation, but it still shows that the supposed Tale of Hell and Device Friend have a lot of connections throughout the entire game, and with the mysteries within this game. And because of all of these building connections, they might be showing up soon, especially since Gerson, the writer of, Lord of the Hammer, described Chapter 5 as the field of pink and gold. That is everything for Part 2. Any questions?
Shit, that was just Part 2.
There's another one.
We have Part 3. Don't worry, Part 3 is so much shorter. There is so much that I could go into with Part 3 about, specific symbolisms and motifs and, a whole bunch of, unconnected, seemingly things that could be connected. Excuse me. But that is, we don't have that much time. Chapter 5 is coming out in a couple days, which leads us to Part 3. How much longer now? 4 days as of recording. And 3 days as of uploading, hopefully. I'm hoping to get this up tomorrow on Sunday, but we'll see. But yes, Chapter 5. What we know about Chapter 5 is the festival will be happening. We know that Asgore will take a main boss role because this prophecy is titled Boss 3 in the code, and the prophecy is about King and Tenor, called Boss 2 and Boss 1 specifically. We know that it's going to be a flower-themed Dark World, presumably in Flower King, but it might be at the festival. And we know that we will be getting our last crystal, and assumedly our last egg, and that Sham will be telling us that the shadow crystals are made up of determination. This is a translator note that Toby released out on Blue Sky and whatnot as a tease for Chapter 5. It is Sham saying, "Chris, I suppose I owe you an explanation about all this. No, you no doubt have realized it yourself by now. The shadow crystals are far more than mere pieces of glass. In actuality, they contain a certain power. Ye could call this power the power of will. No, perhaps will isn't right. Perhaps the power they contain is..." And then they trail off. Do you like how Sham got progressively more and more?
I must say, I was
Yeah.
on the progression there.
Yeah.
I know.
Like it was like give that like another 2 sentences, and he was almost Stoic the Vast.
Yeah, it's like Groundskeeper Willie.
I know
Could've gone
Sean
there, too.
isn't the kind of character to do it, but I really hope, perhaps will isn't the right word. The power they contain is William, and I think that would be great. But Sean's not gonna do that.
All they contain is William. But yes, this seems to imply that Toby was just like, we can tell them that, before Chapter 5 comes out, that shadow crystals are made of determination, whatever that may mean, for their use and their abilities, and why the Knight's Sword... the Knight's Sword is made up of pure shadow crystal. Maybe that means that they are a Darkner, because Darkners can't create fountains on their own, but, by focusing determination into a blade, they can make them, and that's how they're made. But then again, how are they making them and surviving in the light world? So who's to say? There's a lot of questions. And yes, in the newsletter for this chapter, we had Toby Fox telling us, in Chapter 4, we saw dark clouds on the horizon. That's why, let's not look there for now. Let's turn around and watch the sun before it goes down completely. Let's smile again. Let's have one more fun adventure, okay? Which, following how Chapter 4 ended, that is worrying. But we're holding on, and this is what we know about Chapter 5. There might be a few other things here and there that I forgot to mention. What the community is expecting in Chapter 5, however, is very different. We are hoping to maybe see...
I think we all saw that.
Yeah, we're hoping to maybe see Sans show up in some way, maybe with a blue soul boss fight, the same way that we've been getting, the green soul and the yellow soul and everything. We're assuming that these 7 flowers that are representative of the 7 humans that fell in Undertale, with the same colors and everything, these could become...
There's a red flower.
The gold flower is meant to represent the red, yeah. Because these are all just also Flowey's exact sprite, just with a smaller face and no eyes.
Yep.
Toby forgot to add the mouth and the eyes.
What a goofy goober, that Tony.
Silly Toby.
But yes.
Oh, Robert.
People are assuming that we will be getting either 7 unique human soul Flowey inspired characters, or 1 big Flowey character that is all of these.
Wait. I'm so sorry.
What's up?
Is Toby a nickname for Robert?
Yes.
No, but Toby's real name is Robert.
What?
Yeah, its name is Robert Fox.
What? Is this for real, or are you bullshitting?
This is for real.
This is genuine.
My God, I didn't think he had more of a name than Toby. Jesus
Write that down. Write that down.
This will be important for Robert theory.
No.
But yes, as previously discussed, we're assuming that Friend is going to show up here as, a turning point of everything, and also the field of pink and gold. A lot of people are assuming, based on how this is being marketed as the last, like, normal, wholesome chapter, that the roaring will happen. And that will be how Chapter 5 ends. So we will see how that goes. There's this one shot from the Chapter 5 trailer that worries me and worries a lot of the community, because this is an Omega Flowey move.
Yeah.
But the reason that this is an Omega Flowey move is not due to a connection with Flowey, it's due to a connection with the human souls. This is the Cyan Souls
I was gonna say,
special
that's
move.
the Cyan.
Mhm.
Patient, yeah.
And Chris turning Cyan here and also wielding a knife in real life have made people be like, okay, wait. Are we fighting Chris in this fight? Is Chris trying to kill the soul right now? We don't know.
Oh, wait, I didn't even put that together. That's such a
Yeah.
fucking cool
That's
thing
And
if
that-
that's
and-
what's going on.
And that's why there's no enemy on the right. Not because, you know, they fade out for an attack, like sometimes that happens with attacks. It's because...
It's because they're on the left.
It's because we are the enemy. But yes, that a lot of people are very curious about how that's going to work. A lot of people are expecting Asriel to show up from college, you know, since, you know, the festival seems like as good a time as any for him to come back, to come home. And alongside him, less so him, but people are also thinking that Papyrus will be here.
I like the shirt.
There's,
God, no.
Oh.
Why are you just showing me the corner of the screen? There's nothing there.
there's something special. Woody theory. I'm sure that we all know the basics of Woody theory. It started as a Chapter 2 era theory that Chapter 3's secret boss would be an old cowboy doll from an old cowboy show whose TV show got canceled due to a lot of things about, like, Toby talking about, oh, that's the way old cowboy shows go, and referencing back to, you know, Howdy Doody and Woody's Roundup, and Toby on his Tumblr around the time of Chapter 1 dropping, reblogging an old shitpost that he made called Friend Inside Me, where he was making a fucked up shitpost version of You Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story, hence Woody theory. And now,
Just play the noise.
Friend inside me.
there you go.
Hate.
Woody theory has evolved a lot since then, and the current understanding of, like, most people's idea of what Woody theory is that there was an old cowboy show that Asgore loved, but it got canceled. That is just canon. That was confirmed in Chapter 3. Asgore loved to watch that old cowboy show, but then it got canceled. And it's very much tied to, you know, Chris's formative years with Asgore, you know, like, watching the show.
Asgore being the...
Exactly. Asgore's whole character in this game is not letting go of the past. Not letting December stay a cold case. Not giving up on Toriel. All this shit. You know, like, thinking that, oh yeah, if I just prove that I was right, then everything will go back the way that they were. The way that it used to be.
Just stop, you're getting me interested, you're getting me involved.
His whole
Stop it.
thing is not letting go of the past. Asgore would absolutely be the type of guy to hold on to some old cowboy, like some VHS tapes that he recorded of his old favorite cowboy show, so he could always watch it whenever he wanted. And in Flower Kingdom is the old TV that the Dreamers used to have, that in Chapter 3 was from, quote, the days of black and white. So we could very well still see a Darkner based on this old cowboy show. Black and white
Well,
TV.
do you think that's what's on top of it?
I think what's on top of that, these are Alfie's comic books that she lent him.
It's a small comic book.
Yeah.
It's pixel
Small
art,
hands.
so...
Now,
Yeah, but like,
there's
just I feel like just relative to.
Wait,
hold on,
wait.
there's one more
wait,
thing I need to
wait,
get that kind of seal the deal for me. What's up?
Wait. Actually, wait. I'll ask this once we're done with the chapter 5 discussion. Never mind, I'm sorry.
No, this is not chapter 5 discussion. This is specifically, friend inside me discussion.
Okay.
Because when we first meet Tenno, one of the many things that he's like selling off is like, oh yeah, these are the many wild prizes. The floral cowboy bath curtains, flowers, cowboy.
Oh. Fuck.
Flowers, cowboy.
Jess, you're
We could
getting
see
me
this.
invested. We can't do this.
And a lot of people have taken the Chapter 5 trailer as a set in stone, like, okay, no, it's not happening. Because a lot of the aesthetic of Chapter 5's Dark World that we've seen is very Japanese-inspired. But samurai movies and old Western movies share like 80% of the same DNA. Old Westerns took most of what they do from old samurai movies.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I am forever. I'm betting it all on Woody Theory. He needs to be here.
We're getting a cowboy anime akin to Cowboy Bebop with a really shit dub, and that's gonna be a secret boss.
Hell yes.
No.
So here's. Is there more stuff you're gonna cover with Friend Inside Me here?
Not really. There's a
Because
lot of
I
other
was
like little
going
bits and
to-
pieces, but
Because I was gonna pose this question to you, which is kind of This is kind of ideally not the way this works because it's going into speculation territory even more so.
Like this is the speculation tab right here.
This is the speculation
page.
part. Because of all this build-up and shit that we've had for this cowboy thing and all of the clues and hints and nods, do you think this is pointing towards Woody secret boss or Woody main boss?
See, the thing is, I can see like the current understanding of Woody Theory as is we just need a cowboy themed Darkner and then we've won. Like we just need that one to hit. Like we just need a cowboy themed Darkner that is
Doesn't even
supposedly
necessarily need to be an important character.
Yeah, it just needs to be
It
one
has
that,
to be a
Then we got
cowboy.
that already.
one that is based on the old cowboy show. But if you were
You got a cowboy though.
Where?
Mike doesn't count.
Fuck.
But if you were to put a gun to my head, I'd say that if we get a cowboy character, they'd be equivalent to like a Lancer or an El Nino La Nina or like some sort of like
Some kind of side character
like
that's
reoccurring
not
mini
malevolent.
boss.
I'll say I'm thinking like Rules, like just
Yeah,
has
like-
their
like a
shtick
Rules.
and owns it.
Howdy, young partners.
That's true.
That
Do you
would be
win if Rules shows up in a cowboy hat?
That would be the ultimate rage bait, wouldn't it?
I've
Toby,
got a
if you're
friend
listening,
inside
you gotta
me.
push it back. Toby, if you're listening, push back the release date right now. Please.
Oh man, because like
Yes.
Toby has paid lip service to Woody Theory so many times.
Well, yeah, with
To-
Toy Story
like,
5
yeah,
coming out.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, yeah, with the Mike boss fight that made fun of all the different like Mike theories and made fun of Woody Theory within that fight, and then also going out of his way to retweet the full trailer of Toy Story 5, saying, "Oh yeah, excited to see what you excited for you guys to see what we've been working on." He's like really like stoking the Woody Theory fires. If there wasn't gonna be a reference before, there is gonna be one now. But I feel like there's always was going to be a reference.
Yeah.
I asked a not really friend inside me related question, but a chapter 5 question, but it is another speculation question.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of had the trend where there's been a chapter without any like weird route interference, and then a chapter with like crazy weird route interference. Do you think, or do you have an idea of where this one's gonna fall on that like spectrum?
Ooh.
Where
Ooh,
if it's
do
like
we-
a
do we
chapter
have-
4, like a scene gets changed, or if it's like
Oh.
chapter 2, where it's
Do
like
we have this
everything gets
panel
changed.
coming up?
We don't have this patch coming up, but I'm pulling it up right now.
Let's pull it up.
Hey Cam, during the Spamton sweepstakes, there was a page that people again connected to the weird route.
Oh, this
Where-
one.
This one.
Oh.
Where a number for each chapter.
883.
A number
I
for
get
each
you.
chapter.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you right
And,
now. I'm with you in my head.
The 3 is there, but it is invisible because the mantle game
It was-
tells you how to start the weird route without giving you any actual weird route content itself. It gives you this, but not actually.
And
That's
the
what-
4 is smaller because it's only like the one.
Yeah, it's like 2
type thing.
scenes here and there.
And then 5 is like bigger.
We're gonna have,
Wow.
assumedly gonna have about like half as much weird route content
As
that we did in
the
chapter
second.
2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we will see about
So then
that.
if the 1 is super small, is there any changes from doing the weird route in chapter
No.
1?
You cannot do the weird route in chapter 1. The 1 is small and invisible, which I think is just Toby's way of being
Oh.
like, yeah, it's here, but like it's not relevant. There's no weird route here. Like Noel exists in chapter 1. There you go.
Yeah.
But yes, before we get into a little something special that I've been cooking up,
Oh, God.
uh,
Scary.
Yes.
there's one more thing I wanted to do. This was originally going to be its whole own little mini segment where we go into these, but I did not have time or energy. These are
What is this?
these are four of the biggest I think theories that haven't been deconfirmed at all yet, that are still like alive in the community. It is Chris loses their hand theory, where Chris will at some point in the future lose a hand. There's a lot of foreshadowing about it, about, you know, Chris seeing through their own hand, you know, falling through their hand, they couldn't find their hand. You know, Susie saying in the night fight, like, as long as Chris has a hand to lift me up. You know, like, there's a whole bunch of foreshadowing that doesn't outright say Chris will lose a hand, but with the context of Chris is gonna lose a hand, there's a whole bunch of shit that makes sense and is also like a tugging at my collar a bit. Oh, this isn't gonna be good. Device theory. Device theory is like I think minimum 10-hour long theory made by an absolute insane person. I think I remember the name, but I'm gonna double check to make sure. Yes, Molly Stars. Molly Stars made a device theory, which is 10 hours straight of examining the meta-narrative of Deltarune,
Good
and
job, Molly.
yeah,
I don't have
and
that kind of willpower.
and Gaster's connections to the UI, and like the survey program compared to the dark world itself versus the light world, and like different levels of escapism to it. And it still fully holds as like the device itself in question is a connecting bridge between the real world and the light world, where it's like different layers. You know, we weren't gonna stay on this too long, but it's like if this is where Titans are,
Yeah.
then this is the dark world. This
Oh,
is
you told me about this.
the
one.
light world. This is the survey program, and then all the way up here is the real world. And Gaster is making a connection here, like with us here. Like this is a bridge that he made to get us from here to here.
Yeah.
And it's like different layers of reality, and like I'm not doing it the service that it deserves. Device theory is fantastic. You know, it's 10.5 hours long of just like
I remember
pure.
you asking me to watch that
reading
ages
everything.
back, and I hadn't, so I really want to do
Watch
that.
party.
Yeah, it still
For
holds
10
up.
hours!
It still holds up after
Yes.
3 and 4 too, which is great. Player
It
Angel
was
theory.
made before 3 and 4?
It was made before 3 and 4. Yeah, we had
Wow.
we had 4.5 years to just twiddle our thumbs between 2 and 3. So,
This is true.
but yeah,
Get how long we had.
Player Angel is essentially like the player, and the soul is the angel from the prophecy, and we will be banished and whatnot, and all sorts of fun stuff. Sans is Sans. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Sans from Deltarune will become Sans from Undertale at some point, because Sans from Undertale has all the character development that Deltarune Sans doesn't, and Sans from Undertale literally talks about how, oh man, listen, I know you want to go home, but it's really like not worth it to put in the effort. You know, like trust me, I feel ya. Just make the best of the bad situation. Here we got friends, we got food, we got laughs. It's a great time. You should stay here, like I did. You know, like going back. I gave up on going back a long time ago. Hold on, there was like an old Toby Fox tweet I want to find. Hold on.
Can I pop a question in here while we're in this little brief intermission?
Hit me.
Sans will become Undertale Sans, or Sans is Undertale Sans?
Will become. At some point, he will be sent from the Deltarune world into the Undertale universe and be stranded there. Maybe Papyrus too. We don't know.
Okay.
Because there is that thing from Undertale where like people's accounts of Sans and Papyrus is they just showed up one day.
This is true, yeah.
And yes, I was right about this. So Undertale came out, you know, September 15th, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
On September 18th, 2015, Toby made this post. You've seen the happiest outcome. Neither of them could fix the machine, no matter how hard they tried. No one can. That's something that I've not seen anyone bring up about Sans being stranded in the Undertale universe a lot.
Tobias, what's going on?
Yeah.
Robert!
Yeah.
Robert, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, not even to mention like all the stuff with it's raining somewhere else versus the place where it rained. The place where it rained playing right before we see Toriel and Sans' like bond like further develop, and it's raining somewhere else being the song that plays when Sans talks about his bond with Toriel that he has in the Undertale world. It's yeah, like Deltarune Sans is absolutely going to be Undertale Sans. You know, gave up trying to go back a long time ago. The like in his lab, the shit of like, oh yeah, the thing that says don't forget with the 3 people. There's so much. But anyway, with all that out of the way.
Would the 3 people be Chris, Susie, and Rouse?
It could be Chris, Susie, and Rouse. It could be, you know, Chris, Susie, and Noelle. Could be, you know, like... I'm trying to remember. It might have been him, a photo of him with a bunch of other people. It's weird because, like, that one confuses me. Because Frisk would recognize, like, Deltarune Toriel and whatnot. But anyway... We are done with all of the educational parts of this. Now I'm going to take a quick swig because we're in the final phase now, where we will be playing the greatest game of all time. Welcome, my lucky contestants, to Real or Fake Theories!
Oh, no. Oh no.
Everyone starts to
All these congaderos here are gonna be settled down with some real theories and some fake theories, one of each, and I'm gonna tell them the title of the theory and give them a one little visual thing of it. I don't fucking know. And everyone's gonna vote. Is it a real theory or a fake theory? And whoever gets the most points wins. Are we ready for round 1?
This is great. You sound like you've got a gun to your head.
Guess what the fuck do we win?
You're about to...
You win bragging rights!
Aww.
Love those. Oh my god, I've not had one of those in years!
Here we go! Round 1. Apple Girlington is real versus Lancer is the Dark Prince from the Prophecy. Which theory is real?
Right,
I feel like
so is this everyone has to play this?
Yes, I'm going to go down. Everyone has to do this. Adam, you have the most knowledge, so you'll go last. Let's do it ranking by like fandom knowledge. Soph, you go first. Is it Apple Girlington is real or Lancer is the Dark Prince from the Prophecy?
Okay. I feel like Lancer being the Dark Prince from the Prophecy, that's a red herring. It's too obvious to be the right answer. So I'm going with Apple Girlington.
Cam, what do you say?
I say that Adam is hilarious.
What did I say?
What did you do? What did you do?
I really like Adam just going.
Adam really doesn't want to
Do
play
we all
it.
have to play this?
I see.
Adam doesn't like my game.
I worded it so bad. I meant it just in the way of like, oh, do we all discuss amongst ourselves?
No.
It came out like that.
You're allowed to discuss amongst yourselves, but only one person can win.
I thought you were like,
Wait,
oh
what?
wait, do we have to do this? Like, I don't want to do this shit. So, okay, my logic path is I've been hearing shit about Apple Girlington, and like what I know, like baseline knowledge, because I haven't been looking into it, and now I'm realizing I probably should have. Is it was like some OC made by Toby that he posted like so. Don't tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Oh, I'm not telling you shit.
Yeah, great, awesome, that's amazing. Like I feel like I remember that vaguely. So I'm gonna say Lancer is the Dark Prince from the Prophecy. No, yeah,
That's
because
the
I
real
do.
one?
I feel like that's the real one. I feel like I remember hearing that floating around in the beginning, and the Apple Girlington is real. I feel like is so fresh that it's not really like an established theory. It's just like oh, this character might show up, and that's the end of it.
Fantastic. And Adam, what is your answer?
Thanks, Tenna.
There's like two things holding me back on either of these. The first one being that I just want Apple Girlington is real to be the correct answer.
Hey,
Because
whoa!
because what the fuck do you mean?
So if that's the one you chose,
Like-
I know, that's what I know, but the way he's setting it up is that he's saying that it's not gonna be that one.
No, but the reason I don't believe the other one is because, like, how would that change Lancer? Not, like, love Lancer with all my heart. He's not the most, I guess, important character to Deltarune.
How dare you?
So, oh, yikes! How do I go about this?
The teardrop-headed one
literally
will say
dressed as a-
toothpaste, then boy.
Although I do think there could be room for, hey, if Ralsei somehow ends up out of the picture, then Lancer is kind of a fill-in that also fits the definition of the prophecy.
oh, the Dark.
But there's
Prince.
also another thing. There's also another thing where, you know, Lancer is mentioned in the prophecy aside from the prince. So I'm gonna go with Apple Girlington is real.
And is everyone locked in?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
I'm wrong, but yeah.
Apple Girlington is real! That
What
was
the
the correct answer.
What?
So, as a bit of... now that we have finished round one, I will explain what the real theory is for you in a brief little thing. Apple Girlington
Right.
is Toby Fox's Toho OC that he made up.
So I was right.
And yes, but see, the thing is, you were right, but also, this has been a thing that people have been talking about since, like, pre-Chapter 3, of, like,
Seriously?
there's a lot of weird Apple motifs in the game, so Apple Girlington could be a darker that shows up, maybe a secret boss, and specifically now that we're going into a very plant-themed dark world, Apple Girlington could actually show up, even as just like a one-off little, like, enemy or NPC or whatever. But yes, that's round one! And that means Adam has 1 point, Soph has 1 point, Cam has 0 points.
And I'm just gonna go jump off a building. I
We're
don't
going
fucking
on
know.
into round two. Friend is Susie's dad,
Oh
or
my God.
hometown is a cult.
I think I know this one.
Soph,
This one's
you're
fun.
up.
Okay, see, I'm stuck because hometown is a cult. We've been known that religion is a cult. So how do I... That's technically true. But if it's true, then it's not a theory.
Oh my goodness.
So
This
I'm
is
going,
good. This is good logic.
I'm going as friend is Susie's dad.
Friend is Susie's dad, all right? And Cam.
I have some distinct memory in the back of my head eating away at me that you told me about hometown as a cult at some point. And friend is Susie's dad sounds way too fucking stupid. I can't.
Apple Girlington doesn't.
Because I've heard the name before.
All right.
I've heard the
All
name
right, so-
prior.
We've had one of each.
I'm locking in hometown. I'm locking
Hometown
in
is a cult.
hometown as a
Adam, what do you
I'm
think?
locking it in.
Okay, so here's my like thinking on either of these. Hometown is a cult. Seems like the most plausible out of all of this. I imagine there could be some coercion from the roaring group chat, possibly to have this thing happen. Maybe that's deeping it a little bit too much, and it doesn't go that far. Although that is associated with Alvin, who maybe could be involved with that. Friend is Susie's dad, I don't think I've got any direct ties to, other than the first time we see Friend is the first time we see anything of Susie's home life at all. Although I don't know if that would take something away from Friend if they were Susie's dad, or if that would just open up a different can of worms if we had to deal with another parental figure in this game.
There are a lot of
So-
bad people in this game.
There's quite a lot of that.
A lot of bad
I
dads, a lot
think-
of bad moms.
Simplest idea is that hometown is a cult, in some capacity. That's my answer.
All right, fantastic. And now that we're all locked in, we can say that hometown is a cult was the real theory.
Okay.
It's mostly just based on the fact that the religion is like the only form of entertainment and media that we've ever heard anyone talk about outside of like Cat Pedders, which, you know, Cat Pedders RPG is based off of Dragon Blazers, which is based off of Lord of the Hammer, which is based off of the Prophecy.
It's off of the prophecy.
Wait, what if that cowboy show is based off of the prophecy?
Yo!
Don't.
Come on
No,
there,
please.
liners!
No, please.
I'm gonna make
Let's
Brenda
go.
Susie's data theory just for this.
Just for this?
Alright.
Alright, well,
You've
in
got
that
4
case,
days, so
yeah, we're going into round 3! They slash them theory versus hetero Noel theory.
I know this one.
What?
Well,
I actually know this one.
so
I'm
in
confident.
that case, you'll go last. Soph, you're first.
What?
They slash them theory versus hetero Noel theory.
Oh, they slash them.
Yeah.
What? That doesn't.
Not
that doesn't
pronouns.
help me.
Not the pronouns.
I refuse the second one. So that's all I need for they slash them.
Okay, locked in on they slash them. Adam, how about you?
I feel similarly, but alternatively, I feel like I would be choosing they slash them theory only because of the secret mantle route in chapter 3 where Chris has to quote-unquote use up Susie and Ralsei in order to progress. And I feel like that's maybe what they're referencing with they slash them theory. Which is an incredibly funny name if that's what you've just made up out of your fucking arse. So I'm gonna go with they slash them theory.
And last but not least, Cameo Sweets.
You told me about this. We had a conversation about this. It's they slash them theory is real.
Okay, cool.
This is true. They slash them theory is
Thank
the real
God.
theory.
Got
This
it
was
on
around.
film.
This is around given to us by the lovely Crow Stars. She was like, I
Thank you, Crow
sent her
Stars.
the list, and she was like,
Stars.
"Hear me out. They slash them theory versus hetero Noel."
My friend. Crow, I love you.
Now, they slash them theory. Very good guess, Adam. It has nothing to do with the Mantle game. It has everything to do
Really?
with when you beat the knight. And the knight is, you know, like getting all wibbly and broken.
I know where this is going. Yeah,
and
okay.
Susie is like, "Ha, we win!" And then all of a sudden, the screen flashes black with a bright white like slashing trail, and then Susie goes down, and then Ralsei is like, "Susie!" And then looking up at Chris, could just be facing Susie's like down body, but looking up at like in the direction of Chris, says, "How could you?" And then black flash, white trail, and then Ralsei is also down. So the theory is that Chris, seeing that the fight with the knight wasn't going great, fucking murked Susie and Ralsei, maybe with their real knife in the Dark World, as a way to like stop them from beating the knight and give them an easy out.
It would also explain why the slash kind of looks like it's going in the wrong direction if it was
Exactly. The slash effect looks like it's coming from the left.
I never thought about that. That's really cool.
That is they slash them theory. Well, on to round 4. The current points standing are Adam with 3, Soph with 2, and Cam with 2.
I'm not keeping track.
Round 4. Papyrus is the Forgotten Man versus Sans will become the Forgotten Man.
What?
Soph, go first.
I feel like I heard you talk about this. I might have heard you talk about this before. Either way, because Sans will become Sans theory exists, I'm gonna go with process of elimination. Papyrus is the Forgotten Man.
All right, Cameo Sweets.
Dude, I'm being so fucking for real. I love you so much. I feel like both of these are fake.
Both of these are fake. All right. Is that what you're putting down?
Yeah.
All right.
And even if I'm wrong, I'll get half a point.
You will
So-
not get half a point if you commit.
That's
not how that works.
If you commit to both for either of for any direction and you're wrong, then you're wrong.
Okay. I think that I don't think that either of these are real. I really don't think they
Sans
are.
is
That's
the
bold.
Sans will become the Forgotten Man, or Papyrus is the Forgotten Man. All right, and Adam, how about you?
Okay, so if your logic was that we already have the idea that Sans will become Sans in
Yeah.
Undertale, and
Yeah.
that's kind of contradicts this. I see no reason why two theories of a similar ilk could coexist when we know that neither are true so far. So I'm going to go with Sans will become the Forgotten Man.
So we have
Alright.
like one of every answer.
One of every answer. One person saying
both
both are
real.
fake, one saying Papyrus, and one saying Sans. And just like that, Papyrus is the Forgotten
going
Man,
in.
is the real
I'm
theory.
going in.
Ah, motherfucker.
It comes entirely off of one piece of merch. It was a skirt for Undertale.
Oh,
where,
yeah,
yes,
I know where this is going.
Papyrus is peeking out from behind a red tree on that skirt, and there are no red trees anywhere in Undertale. And also, you know, Gaster is described as the man who speaks in hands. You know, Sans is described as the man from the other world. Papyrus needs to be described as a man too. This is three men theory that I made up. And also, Papyrus has his own driver's license in Undertale, and he's driving around in the car. In Chapter 2, if you've gotten the first egg, and you look at the traffic jam that Undyne is bench pressing on, you interact with the car, and it's like, oh, there's a man there. He waves at you. It's like, oh, so the Forgotten Man is in a car and behind a tree. We've seen Papyrus do both of those things. And he hasn't shown up anywhere. So the current standings are 3 points, 3 points, and 2 points. Here we go. Into round 5. Oh shit, Toilet Theory versus Piss and Shit Theory. Soph, you go first.
I know I've heard you talk about piss and shit theory. I've got to go with piss and shit.
You're locking in Piss and Shit Theory?
I'm
Cam?
locking in piss and shit.
You gotta take me last. Take me
Oh,
last.
take you, Adam?
What do you think, Jess?
I think you also know about this.
I think
This
I
was-
do.
so-
I think
This
I
was specifically. We're not gonna count this round at all. Don't worry. This was specifically.
Tie it up! Tie me up!
Yo, we'll tie you up, Cam.
Yes!
Ayo.
Because I do!
And Adam knew too, though, so we're feeling that long. Adam would get a point. But so, me telling you about Piss and Shit Theory was specifically in the context of a joke, real or fake, where I said Piss and Shit Theory versus Toilet Theory, and the reveal was that both of them were real. And not only are they real, they're both distinct, different theories that go over incredibly different aspects of the game.
I think I actually remember you talking about both of them being real. I just blocked that out of my brain.
Exactly, yeah.
like the tree.
Toilet Theory is a reimagining of what we imagine the quote depths to be, where it's like, oh yeah, the depths is this mysterious place where, you know, all the darkness comes from or whatever. But in actuality, like the Toilet Theory is like, oh no,
It is after I come out of there.
It's like no, there is a dark fountain. Hey yo, there's a dark fountain in the hometown plumbing, and like that's where Gaster's vibing out or whatever. And Piss and Shit Theory is no one talks about toilets in Undertale except Sans and Papyrus because monsters don't use toilets. But in Deltarune, monsters use toilets. So like Sans and Papyrus are from Undertale, or they're from Deltarune because they piss and shit, and they know how a toilet works and what it is and how to use it, and what its purpose is.
Yeah.
Anyway, round 6. The current standings can be all threes across the board for the sake of tying Cam up. Ayo.
So Cam doesn't feel bad.
Round 6. Goner Jockington versus Human Asriel.
Holy fucking shit.
Soph, you're up.
You know, as much as I would really like to canonize Tom Holland in the Deltarune universe, I feel like I gotta go Goner Jockington.
Goner
based on
Jockington.
vibes.
All right. Cam?
I know that one of these is real and one of these is fake, but I feel like there's somebody out there who's sitting in their little chair watching this video going, no! Human Asriel is gonna happen! It's gonna happen! I think Goner Jockington, just because Jockington, albeit for the joke, seemingly, was mentioned in the prophecy. I feel like that might have some leverage. But I'm gonna say Goddard Joggington.
Adam?
But it's that one person who's mad about Human Asriel. I'm not sorry.
Human Asriel was real. Adam, what's up?
Connor Jockington is what happens when you shave his beard.
So the answer is Goddard Jockington then?
We've
I
only
do
ever
have-
seen Goddard Joggington.
I do have my other answers for it as well. In that this one I believe I do also know that this one is the answer. In the fact that I think I've seen some people talk about the fact that Jockington's speech patterns have been getting incredibly weirder across every single chapter, disjointed and not really making any sense whatsoever.
You are correct. All of you get one
Yes!
more point. We're all at 4. And yes, Adam was correct. Jockington has been mentally deteriorating since chapter 1, and it's really fucking weird, and people think that he's gonna be turning into a goner because of that. Because there's another NPC that is the big bird thing that is one of the Gaster followers, but he exists in Deltarune, and his text and speech has also been deteriorating and getting really fucking weird and whatnot. So they're thinking that he's turning into a goner, and so is so is Jockington. Now, this is our final round. We're all tied up.
We can all make a pact and just all pick the same answer, and then just can't win.
What do you mean I can't? Okay.
Congratulations, players! You've unionized.
I love Game Changer.
I don't want to be Sam Reich. Anyway.
You are Sam Reich.
Now,
So you've done a pretty piss poor job going against that.
I've not been mentally torturing you yet. Anyway.
We've been recording for how long?
2.5 hours. That's nothing compared to when we played 3 and 4. Now.
4.5. 14.5, sorry.
Now, this last round. One of these theories is something that I wholeheartedly believe with my entire chest to be real and accurate. And the other is some random bullshit gibberish that I made up. I feel like some of you are gonna know about this, at least one of you will. But, which is real? Greenster Broster versus the Eggster will hatch. So
what the fuck?
I feel
what do you
like
think?
I feel like Greenster Broster is so obviously gibberish that it's actually the right one.
You don't think that I could come up with Greenster Broster?
No, I think you could, but I think that that's what you want me to believe.
Oh my god.
I think it is so obviously stupid with the propeller hat and all that is the correct answer.
All right, Soph is locked in for Greenster Broster. Cam?
So I'm torn. Because on the one hand, I really agree with Soph's argument of Greenster Roaster is so stupid that you would think it's misleading, and then you, reverse guess psychology, you know what I mean? But I also can just imagine you at your computer at 2 in the morning thinking of shit like crackhead theories and thinking up the Eggster will hatch and cackling to yourself. So I can just see you sitting there at your desk editing that face, because I see that you curved it too to fucking curve onto the egg.
Of
I can
course.
just see you
Committed to
fucking
this.
cackling
I
to
did
yourself.
mesh transform it so that it fit onto the egg properly, yes.
To make that image last night.
I've made all of these images last night. I made more than half of the images in this presentation last night.
I know. And I applaud you and I'm proud of you. That being said, I'm going to say,
That's not an answer.
because you said Greenster Broster, I sound crazy. You said Greenster Broster around me. And I'm like, but was it joking?
Was it me just talking about shitposts?
I don't know. I
Mashing
never know, 'cause
random
I don't pay
objects and
attention
words
when you
together.
talk about Deltarune. I don't pay attention when you talk about Deltarunes. I don't know.
It's almost like that's why we're having this presentation.
I know. I will pay attention now because now I actually know. I understand now. I'm gonna say Greenster Broster because I think I saw something about it earlier today on Twitter.
All right. Locked in for Greenster Broster from both of you. Adam, take your pick.
Sure.
I was so so fucking hoping that chess theory would have popped up here. I was so
Chess theory
ready.
is so obvious, though.
It's so obviously
I would not guess
correct. It's so obviously correct is the sad thing. I feel like I should. No, there's no fucking warning for the audience on that one. Chess theory is correct.
No, fuck you. You're wrong.
If you have a problem with anything I have said tonight, please at DramaJester on X.com.
Well, I'm not even on
Chess isn't
Twitter
on it.
anymore, so.
Yay.
At Drama
Nothing's
Jester on
gonna
Blue
come
Sky.
up when you at them, but do it anyway.
I believe I have heard you talking about Greenstar Brewster in passing conversation, in the fact that you believe them to be this hypothetical third brother of the Skeleton Brothers, being Gaster, Sans having blue, Papyrus having green, and then Gaster being Papyrus being red, sorry, and Gaster being green to create that kind of like, you know, RGB trifecta, which is just a good bunch of... I can say no more.
Well, we've all locked in on Greenstar Brewster.
This is the part where Jester feels they've been talking about this for the last, like, month. Just to be like, hey, BT dubs, this is all a fucking
I made
joke,
this
I
shit up,
hate
by the way. Well, I have great news. You all win! Greenstar Brewster is real! The extra watch is some bullshit that I made up.
Were you cackling to yourself thinking about it?
Yes. Making this little image, I was giggling to myself.
Emote in the server, now!
The eggster will hatch. Greenstar Brewster. But yes,
Is Greenstar Brewster the RGB thing?
Adam got it right. It's more than just the RGB thing. Yeah, Greenstar Brewster is the idea that Gaster is the middle brother. He's not the father. He is the middle brother, and his associated color is green, the same with the Papyrus is red and Sans is blue, because of a lot of different reasons. You know, in Sans and Papyrus's house, in between their two like bedroom doors, instead of there being a third door, there is a green framed photo of a bone, and during the 10th anniversary stream, they went through the Gaster hallway and they saw the fully colored in Gaster door, which was identical to Sans and Papyrus's doors. Excuse me. And those two bits made me think that it's Greenstar. So that made me think Brewster. Alongside, I need to get more. I'm talking about Greenstar Brewster now. Hold on, Papyrus.
Can I
old
really quickly, while
concept
you're
art.
looking this up, because I had an epiphany. Did you put the propeller hat on him to make it be like, oh, he's younger than their father?
No, that he's the little brother. He's Sans' little brother.
Oh, okay. So it was kind of right.
Where is
To make him younger.
Okay, here it is. Okay, I'm pulling this up on the canvas. Like, this is what I believe to be the biggest evidence for Brewster, the Brewster side of things anyway. This is the original page where Papyrus was first created as a character. Second boss is a skeleton named, not Times New Roman, Papyrus. I take what I want when I want. I'm a man's man. Wears a fedora when you date. How do you like my style? Russ, we need to talk. Hello, my darling. I made spaghetti. It's totally undercooked. Crunches on it. It's a little rare.
Sorry,
yeah.
calling
I was raised by a
giving Papyrus's nickname Russ is really funny to me.
Yeah, it's not the fucking fandom thing of Paps. It's Russ. But yeah.
I really like I was raised by a newspaper. That's
I was raised by a newspaper. Times New Roman. And now this is the big part. Has a brother named Comic Sans and a named. If this A ended here, they wouldn't need to like make this extra little bit of black bar to cover up how it connects. And people
older.
Yeah. Or another brother, and then this connects to here, named, and the reason that it goes down so low here, Wing Dings. Let's next to the S.
You're insane.
This
I think that dot, that little mini dot, would be the eye of Dings.
yeah, I
Go
think
back
so
down.
too. Yeah, like it'd be like a here.
Dr. Dings?
Named Wingdings. And there have been people who have like actually like properly studied Toby's handwriting on this page and lined it up better than I have here. But another brother
So
named
pretty well.
Wingdings is like the best fitting thing to go here. And on top of that,
So pissed.
the Greenster side of things. So we just covered Broster. The Greenster side of things, you know, that green framed bone, RGB, and also green as a color has been like related to Gaster a lot because it's related to freedom.
Same letter.
Yeah, same letter. You know, it's really freedom. Like the air crackles green with freedom in Gerson's fight. You know, the UI that he's in control of in Deltarune, it's like the basic lime green, you know, command window bullshit. You know, the battle box that your soul connects to and fights is that same lime green. And, you know, when the secret bosses are doing their freedom bullshit, the battle box in this big green swirl like zooms out until it's not there anymore. You know, green has a lot of ties to freedom in Deltarune and a lot of ties to Gaster as well through all this shit and other shit that I'm forgetting. Greenster Broster. It is that he is the middle brother and green is his sort of main color. And with that, we're all done. We have no more of this page to discuss anymore.
Well,
Are we ready
Well.
to apply what we've learned?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, I thought that was the last test.
Oh, no. That wasn't a test. That was just me giving you some bullshit. Let me pull up the test.
No. Please be like a Kahoot.
Let me open this on.
Are we allowed to cross-reference our notes, or we have to just
Is this open
You're
up?
allowed to cross-reference your notes.
Yay!
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
I'm working off of my fucking brain.
I just deleted
It's not
all
our
of
fault
them.
you didn't take notes.
No, it's
Don't worry, I'm just that good.
I don't
No,
know
you're
where
gonna
I
fail.
should-
Now,
Going on the thing.
let me. A lot of this is going to be like the
Actually,
blur
can
to cut out.
I get some water real quick?
Oh yeah, please get some water. All right, guys. Let me change the stream.
It is Kahoot!
Okay, I'm back. Oh shit, we're playing Kahoot!
Do you guys not know about this?
We talked about this. I think it was So's idea to make a Kahoot.
I didn't know you were
I didn't
serious.
think so. Thought you were serious.
Oh, I gotta make a funny name.
I'm just doing my own name.
I
get to make a little animal. It's so great. There's no cat. Yes, there is. Sorry, I got very heated about that really quickly.
I got it.
Wait, I want to be like a polar bear. There is a polar bear.
This is the pop quiz to apply what you've learned.
Look how cute my
Fuck
guy
you,
is.
Soph.
Okay. Damn.
I did all of this for you.
I know.
What about your other two friends that are here? What about us?
Cam, you knew who Rudy Holiday was
Like
before we
now.
started this.
There are three kinds of people in this world.
Jess is real, Jess is stinky, Cam. These are bars. All right.
These are your next lyrics, aren't they?
All right. We're starting. Yo, Greenster Roaster!
Yeah, that's what I was actually about to say.
Yeah!
Oh my god!
Oh, wait,
Alright.
hang on. I just want to wait. What my avatar is actually? I haven't actually taken a
Oh yeah.
peek.
Adam, don't you know nobody can choose who they are in this world?
Here,
You
wait,
know
you're
wait,
right.
wait,
Chess is
you have to
real.
make
Keep it
yourself
as
look
is.
like Sans or Papyrus. Wait, hold on. I'll do one of them. What the fuck would Papyrus wear? Oh, I know
Yeah,
what he'd wear.
You found it.
Oh, I like that.
Adam, you have to make yourself Sans.
Hang on.
You got it.
Uh. Yeah, got it. That's wonderful.
Baby Bones.
Baby
There you go.
Baby Bones.
All right,
Baby
let's-
Bones, Greenster, Broaster, and Fresh Sands. This is
This is
great.
this is Baby
Yeah.
Bones, Will, and Dirty Brother.
I would
What do
love
you guys
to
think of
know.
my AU?
All right, we're moving forward. We're starting the Kahoot now.
What do you think of my
Okay.
fuck SAU?
Delta.
Jess is
Delta
big
Hoot,
Delta
ridiculous.
Hoot.
Oh, what a hoot.
It's time. How many fountains have we
many
sealed by the
fountains?
end of chapter
Oh.
4?
Oh, a
God.
total.
Oh, by the end of chapter 4. I'm gonna say, here we go.
Yes!
All right.
Because
Go.
Susie's as well.
Yeah. 7 counts as the Titan is the 7th.
Oh.
Which is why 6 and 7
you
are
would
both
be right.
correct
That's
answers.
tricky. That's
Mhm.
tricky.
That's
I
why
think
that's why
it's
both
Titan.
6 and 7 were correct because I didn't know to count the Titan or not.
Yeah.
Shut.
All right.
You were
What?
also just laughing.
Not at that.
Oh,
All right. Soph is ha ha.
I'm doing the
ha!
best.
Anyway,
Oh my
what's the name of this kid? Seriously, I don't remember.
Oh my god.
Shut up.
You're ridiculous.
Mr. Generosity.
Mr.
Mr.
Generosity.
Generosity.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
you have to put him on the blue
It's
answer.
the blue answer.
and for
Be on
those of
the
you who
podium.
don't remember, this was a quiz from Tenna in chapter 3. This
From
exact
yeah,
lineup.
from
Aww,
Quiz- from
my
the quiz time, yeah.
friend.
Mhm.
My sweet friend, Mr.
Alright.
Antenna.
Mr.
Right.
Generosity.
We continue.
We do.
Quiz. What's Susie's opinion on Dark Worlds? Go.
Oh crap.
They're fun and we should
Pretty,
keep
eh?
doing them forever. They're lame and for babies. They're scary and bad. We should follow the prophecy.
Damn.
Wait, that's me.
Good job.
Wait. you.
What? Why wasn't I the last one?
Guys, I'm on the podium.
Oh my god, you guys are on the podium. Cam is killing it
I'm
right
catching
now.
up to you.
Thank you.
Catching up to you.
Soph is
No.
catching up.
Not you.
Oh.
All right. What is Rousey's opinion on Darkners?
Oh.
All life is sacred, especially
Uh,
him. They don't deserve rights or happiness, especially him. They should stay away from Lightners for their own good. They should take over the Light World and rule, especially him. Everyone got it.
He
Yeah.
hates himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, Ralph.
Poor baby boy.
Like no, Darkners do not deserve rights.
Ooh, Adam has been
I got the first
demoted.
one wrong, and I'm still ahead of you.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
What is this thing called?
Seriously, what is it called?
Well.
Everyone got it.
Yay! I wrote that down specifically. I wrote down image friend.
I really
Slash
wanted
device
to
friend.
pick. I wanted to pick Mike for the gaff.
That would have been funny.
You could have.
Don't worry, you
Is
have
it
the
not
opportunity.
also the
to-
Tale of Hell?
We don't know for sure.
We don't know. We don't know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I have it with question marks.
Why is this significant?
Oh no.
That's a big question to ask anyone. Oh, I mean.
I like the
Okay,
yellow.
yeah, both are right.
Yeah.
Yeah, both are
Both
right.
are right.
Yeah.
I gotta come.
Who chose the
away.
shelter code?
Me.
Who
Me.
did choose the shelter?
Of course.
Look at you.
Look at
That's so
you.
good though. I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm. All right. How many codes does the Fun Gang currently
Oh
have?
god.
How many codes?
Codes for the shelter.
Oh.
Oh wait.
That's right.
Yikes.
They have 0. Because we got cut off before we could finish reading it, and
We-
Susie just
Yeah.
didn't remember the
Forgot.
four
Yeah,
number code.
I was getting confused. Like codes we knew existed for
Oh,
the
no.
bunker,
Yeah, it's
not
codes that-
not codes
yeah,
that they
we
had.
have, Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, all good. Why do the holidays and dreamers assumedly drift apart? Everyone got it.
Holidays are crazy.
I haven't.
I
had
mean,
to
Ger- I mean,
reference my notes
Gerson would-
once. I'm feeling
Gerson would
very
cause
powerful. I'm
a
putting my
lot
notes
of
down.
like rift. I
Mm-hmm.
imagine.
All right, we're continuing on. Cam is pulling ahead. What are Chris's pronouns? Go
Oh
right
my
now. You all pass.
Like,
I was
yeah.
waiting to see
Happy
the
Pride
answer
Month.
and then
Guys,
and the
guys.
green one to be they slash them, like the
Yeah.
word
Guys,
they
they
slash
slash
them.
them.
I was
I had
like,
character
wait, shit.
development, guys.
Soph and Adam know now.
I'm sorry.
Nobody fucking
always
corrected
have.
us.
No.
What are we gathering up for this cat?
Eek.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Phone numbers.
You've
We're
done it.
fucking going.
Oh, numbers. He just wants a little bait.
All right.
Numbers. We're all answering the same question. How am I getting less points?
You thought you were safe. What are Sham's pronouns?
I like the
Voice it.
answer. I don't know.
Yeah, I was torn between they, there, but I don't know because I didn't know if they actually had confirmed pronouns at all.
They've only ever been referred to as they them, so that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Junkyard last night accidentally misgendering Sham, and now I'm like,
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah, I saw that and thought, okay, Cam's ready for the Kahoot. and I was right.
You
She's
bitch.
ready.
What was the setting of the fourth egg room?
Ah, fuck.
I know this. I know. Oh wait, you
Oh, you just show it.
put.
No!
Fuck!
No, they did not!
It's
It was art therapy.
Cam, can we
The
kill
hospi-
them?
The hospital's
Yeah,
the room
we can.
before it.
Adam.
I'm still in first place,
Adam,
actually.
stop
I'm a
that.
coming. I'm a
Adam,
coming. I'm a coming.
You gotta be faster, Adam, if you want those points.
I'm a coming.
Who's Mike?
Me! I'm Mike!
That's correct.
We all took a
got nothing.
gamble.
We have nothing.
We
No.
have no
There was
idea
no
who
gamble.
Mike is.
Oh,
There was no gamble. We just don't have
Mhm.
actually nothing.
I thought it was a gamble.
the process of elimination.
I don't know.
I thought it was a
All
gamble.
right.
No.
Here we go.
Oh,
What
no, Mike
MacGuffin
is
does
dead.
Asgore have?
What?
Here we go.
What?
You done it.
Yeah. We were talking about this during the break.
We
Yeah.
were talking about
You
this.
were.
That's on me.
All right.
Good.
Ooh, look at that.
Ooh.
Hey,
Ooh,
whoa.
Adam's catching up to
Hey.
Soph.
Whoa,
Adam's catching up to
stay away.
Soph. All right, we're going on. What is a
better
black
watch
shard,
your
though?
back.
I don't
Oh.
know.
Bollocks.
It's a guitar pick. It's a guitar pick, Adam.
Yeah, sure.
All right. And now,
The final
with
question.
the final question, with all these set,
Balls.
Oh my god.
All these balls.
I'm
Here we
so
go.
scared.
did you have fun?
No!
Only
I know that was meant to be a trap. That was a trap. I knew you fuckers would pick it.
I didn't pick it. I said I had fun.
That's the equivalent of setting up like a fucking like little bit of cheese under a box on the way it's swing.
It's the mouse from Undertale! The mouse with the cheese in the door and the mouse!
No,
All
it's
right.
the mouse from Mario Party.
Now in third
Fuck.
place, we have Animations. Chess is real.
That's
Ah.
baby.
In Baby Bones. In second
Baby-
place, we
Baby
got
Bones.
Dirty Brother, and in first place,
No, I'm
We
Dirty
got-
Brother.
we got
Yeah, Cam
Will.
was Dirty Brother.
No,
I'm Dirty Brother.
Soph's name is just as stinky. I think that makes you Dirty Brother.
No,
No, I was Broski. What was his name? Greenster
Will.
Broski or whatever.
I think that was wonderful.
Greenster Broster. Oh
That-
man.
I didn't think I'd
Well-
win that.
Congratulations, everybody.
I didn't think Adam would lose that.
Now I gotta ask.
I just spat out my water.
Are
my
we
God.
prepared for chapter 3 coming out in like less than 4 days?
What's a-
No, because I'm
Wait.
prepared for chapter 5 to come out in a
Did
couple
I say
of days.
chapter 3? Fuck!
Chapter 5 got announced.
Yes, you did, champ.
Oh, damn it. Okay, well, this has been.
me
didn't
when I
tell me it got
exist in
announced.
me when I exist in May of last year.
Shh.
Shut.
But that is that, and that is our game. That is our recap of everything.
5 is happening.
I'll say we are not on Jextras here. We are not going to be playing. It's day 1. We're going to be playing it day 2 due to scheduling conflicts.
I'm
So-
sorry.
So that video of us playing through should be there some point after Thursday. So look out for that. Beyond that, chapter 5 in like 4 days. Do you guys feel prepared for chapter 5? Do you feel informed now?
I don't think.
What is a
I don't-
Deltarune?
You lose a point for guessing that.
Yes, thank you for all your hard work you put into
Yes,
this.
thank
It's very
you.
much
This was
appreciated.
wonderful. Thank you for the presentation.
Jess told us to say this. He said we'd get an extra $5 if we said that.
I was hoping for an extra 5 points, but you know.
Yeah.
to each
Well,
their
you
own.
came in third, so sucks to suck.
Oh.
Man. All right.
I
Well,
wanted the
yeah.
points.
Expect that in the coming days over on the Drama Jextras channel. Yeah. Say bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah! See you then, champ!
Bye.